$10 on the channel.
It's getting closer. That's all I did.
I ain't even gonna get mad, yo. They fucking devils, yo. They purposely doing this, yo. I can't even watch a brother live stream. His live stream fucked up. Unless this is the service there on my phone. This shit crazy, yo. This shit is crazy.
Give me an error message?
Nah, I have to stream through Streamlabs right now because they messing with my YouTube features. So I can't even go to YouTube and go live because it's black screen. You know how it was before. So I'm using Streamlabs. And Streamlabs, oh, here you go. Now it's like I gotta go to it to make it public from another device. Now, but the thing about Streamlabs, it's gonna buffer and it might not be clear. You know what I'm saying? Y'all brothers go ahead. Let's see how this goes. Let's see.
Nah.
Let me see if it actually.
Brother want to try to shout him out. You want to try to sign in on my phone?
Back in 14.
I logged out of Streamlabs because
Yeah, it's good.
oh, it's good.
Yeah.
This is the second entrance, chapter 14, verse 14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature.
Go ahead. Go ahead, read down the next line.
Yeah. Second entrance, chapter 14, verse 14. Let go from thee mortal thoughts. Cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy upon thee. And haste thee to flee from these times.
Right, man. So that's talking about all that little shit, man. You know? All the little shit you may be going through, man. All right, because the scriptures even say a lot of affliction is but for a moment, man. All right, but the main part is why? Because read that one part again. Forget green.
And set aside the thoughts that are most heavy upon thee. And haste thee to flee from these times.
Right, so we got that's what we got to worry about, man. These times that's coming. Okay, and hey, how do we haste to flee from these times, man? All right, hey, as the scriptures say, you know, a wise man perceived the evil and hideth himself, man. Okay, so we get into the scriptures, man. You know, we begin to please Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, and that's how we begin to flee from the time, like the scriptures say. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, man. All right, and the scriptures also say, what? My servants shall eat and rejoice. You know, but ye shall be ashamed. Okay, so hey, we flee from these times by getting in the spirit, man. Okay, and giving true diligence to make our call and election sure. All right, because that's what's gonna be crazy, man. You know, you may be going through little shit now, man, but hey, it's nothing compared to what's about to come, man. All right. Oh yeah, Korea is gonna say what?
Yeah, right? It says, verse 17, verse 16. For yet greater evils than those which thou hast seen happen shall be done hereafter.
There you go, man. Greater evils than thou hast seen happen. All right, and we see some evil shit here in America as it is, man. You know, like last year, you had a dude start stomping out an older woman on a train for no reason, man. You know, I remember the elders posted that video up, man. For no reason at all. We see some evil shit here in America. But you got people worried about bad words. You know, you got people worried about their bills and this and that, man. Look, man, you may do how you doing. You don't worry about it until you cross that bridge, man. Because the first priority is pleasing Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Right? Because greater evils than I have seen shall be done hereafter, man. Okay? It's going to be complete killing. Hey, America's never seen killing sprees, man. All right? Within you know, numerous killing sprees in one shot, man. Stuff like that is going to be happening here, man. You know, so how much more is our mind supposed to be on that? And the only way out is by Yahweh Shema Shai, man. That's the only way to safety. And that's the only way to survive in those times. And that's the only way to make it up out of America, man. You know? Go ahead.
I got something real quick. Psalms 55 and 22. Cast thy burden upon the Lord, and he shall sustain thee. He shall never suffer the righteous to be moved. You know, so that's what the brother's going into. You gotta, you know, put the Lord first above all things, and then you'll be alright. You're gonna go through trials and tribulations, but you can't. That's the only way that you can't go wrong.
Yeah, real quick, is on the ride up to camp, me and the brother was just talking about life and stuff like that, and pretty much like the things in which you go through, something has to be the fuel to your fire. You know what I'm saying? You need that. And that's what we're just pretty much going over, like the things in which you go through, that has to fuel you. You need something to give you energy, you know what I mean? A spark you can go off of. That's why the Lord needs us to be in the type of bitter spirit that we are, so that we can have anger towards this place, so we can hate this place, so we can want to get out of this place, man. Because if we had it all comfortable, we don't want to live it up like the rest of the dick out here. We want to be looking up to the American dream. We want to look up to what Esau had for us, or 401k plan, or retirement and things like that, So the Most High has to get us out of our comfort zone in order for us to long for the kingdom, man. We got to have these, somebody give me, Shapar, you get Ecclesiastes, I believe it's 7 and 2, real quick.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2 says, "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart."
Exactly. So, it's better to go towards the house of mourning. Why? Because at the end of the day, all men are going to have some type of business. Word up, man. So it's coming right by here, man.
Niggas think that shit funny.
Yeah, and I'm saying, like, bring it back.
Fuck the same, boy.
Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 2 says, "It is better to go to the house of mourning than to go to the house of feasting. For that is the end of all men, and the living will lay it to his heart."
Right, because that's the end of all men. What else is there toward this life but bitterness? Nothing. Because at the end of the day, while we in this current lifespan, people fear death. But in the kingdom, it's going to be a big difference. And within the society, what truly do we have to look forward to, man? And that's why it's good to constantly dwell upon the things in which you go through. Being in that house of mourning, because that's the best way for you to grow as an individual, by you reflecting upon things. That's why the scriptures tell us, 2 Corinthians 13 and 5, for us to examine ourselves, man. So you examine yourself, you realize the things in which you're going through, you realize how you dealt with certain situations, how you could have done them, dealt with them better, how to move forward with things, after you have messed up, major mistakes, so on and so forth. You can only do these things by reflection, man, And that's very important to the spirit, and very important to your growth as an individual, period. Those who don't do that, those are the ones who are so heady and high-minded, they never look at themselves, and they don't want nobody correcting them, man. What Proverbs 15 and 10 says, what? Correction is grievous to him that forsaketh the way, because he don't examine himself. He don't want to be told about what the wrong or whatever he's doing, or she may be doing. Because when you put that light to him, now they got to look at that man in the mirror, and they don't want to do that shit. Because they see the ugly ghoul and goblin that's what's inside of them, man. The demon, man.
They say with not to get on, not to change the subject, but they say with Hollywood, the rappers and stuff, because they sold their soul, they don't like the mirrors in their house. Because the mirror reflects the demon.
And that make perfect sense why they always gotta wear fucking glasses. You be on the Breakfast Club, it's early in the fucking morning, you gotta wear fucking glasses all the damn time. No matter what, they gotta wear some glasses during the interview, man.
Hey, and if I could also may add, because people, what they love to do is complain, but when they complain, they don't want to do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Something as small as, being overweight. You may not like the way you look because you're overweight. Well, do something about it. Go to the gym, diet. You know what I'm saying? Of course you're going to be uncomfortable, to get comfortable. But people don't want to go through that uncomfortable process in order to be at a comfortability with themselves. You know what I'm saying? We up the whole fun, like we're actually doing something about it. Yeah, we're complaining about the injustice. Yeah, we're complaining about the society and its homosexual laws and everything that else comes with it. You know, the scoffers and scorners complaining about it, but us coming out here on the forefront, on the highways and byways, just actually doing something about it. That's the difference between the elect and the 2/3. They complain and sit on their ass. We complain and do the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's why there's going to be certain men that's going to receive crowns for standing stiffly for the name of the Lord, man. You know?
I got something for me. 2 Corinthians 12:10. Therefore I take pleasure in infirmities, in reproaches, in necessities, in persecutions, in distresses, for Yahweh's sake. For when I am weak, then am I strong.
Amen. That's a mindset. You know, that's a mindset that Yahweh Shem Yahushua got to give you. For you to take pleasure in infirmities, you know what I'm saying? That's what Job did, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Because essentially he had what? Integrity. He never gave up upon his hope. You know, and here it is. If you don't have no hope for the future, if you don't actually know what's coming, it's impossible for you to have that mindset, to take pleasure in infirmities, man, or taking pleasure in tribulations and persecutions. You know, here it is. You blaming the Lord. You know, you asking the Lord why. You know, the things, you know, coming into this truth, all of our answers have been answered. You know, when we go through certain situations, we know it's for a greater good. We know it's for a better cause. You know, the Lord is purifying ourselves. The Lord is creating that gold. You know what I'm saying? Because you have, in order for gold to be purified, in order for, you know, you to be a 24 karat gold, you know, because I believe that's the gold in its most purest form, 24 karat. The 24 karat goes through the fire the longest. You know? So when we go through our situations, when we go through our adversities, that's the Lord trying us. You know, that's the Lord trying us, you know, to be that man of Ophir. You know, that gold of Ophir. Salaki. That's spoken of in the book of Isaiah.
This is Isaiah chapter 53, verse 10. Yet it pleased the Lord to use him. He hath put him in grief. When thou shalt make his soul an offering for sin, he shall see his seed, he shall prolong his days, and the pleasure of the Lord shall prosper in his hand.
Amen. And a lot of people don't know the mind of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. He was talking about his son. The Heavenly Father was pleased to bruise his son. How much more us, man? You know, that's the first begotten. Psalms 116:15 tells us, precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints, man. You know, so the Lord loves to see us go through hell, man. You know what I'm saying? He loves to see us go through hell. But here it is, they think a true man of the Lord is somebody who receives millions. You know what I'm saying? The way these Baptists and these Baptist preachers, you know what I'm saying, is teaching in these churches, man. They feel like the Lord is dealing with you when you blesses you with a congregation of 2,000 members, man. You know? The Lord ain't dealing with them individuals because they don't have the mind, knowledge, and wisdom of the Heavenly Father.
This is Hebrews chapter 12 and 6. For whom the Lord loveth, he chastiseth, and scourge every son whom he receiveth.
So I'll say this, don't worry when you're going through something, worry when you're not going through something. You know what I'm saying? That's when you should be on your hands and knees, man, asking for forgiveness, asking to really see if the Heavenly Father's dealing with you. You know, go ahead.
If ye endure chastening, the Most High dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteth not?
So, and that's another thing. You got to ask yourself, am I really enduring this faith? You know what I'm saying? Because enduring means to make hard. How are you being made hard if you're not going through nothing? What are you enduring? You know what I'm saying? If everything is just going sweet for you, you know, all your bills is paid on time, your wife ain't giving you no type of hell, you're not catching no type of infirmity, you know what I'm saying? Police isn't getting called upon you, you know? You're not being scoffed and scorned, you know? You're not having demons fucking with you at night. What are you actually enduring?
It says, verse 8, but if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. And in the footnote it says legitimate.
And that proves that Esau is not the Most High's son, right? You know what I'm saying? That proves that. He's clearly a bastard. And that's the whole reason why he's mad, upset, and throwing temper tantrums by fucking up the water, fucking up the food, doing this, doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because he know that who his real father is don't even love him, man, because he's a bastard.
Quick precept. This is Luke chapter 6. I start at verse 24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your constellation. Woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall mourn and weep. Woe unto you when all men speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets.
Right, and when you look at it, you know, everybody that's doing good within the society, the world heaps praise upon them. But do the Lord look at them with that same admiration? I troll not, as the scriptures say, man. I think not. You know what I'm saying? Whoever is highly esteemed within the society, that's not who the Most High is rocking with, man. The Most High is always on the side of the underdog, man. And who is that? The Israelites. The people you see on the side of so-called black, Hispanics, Native Americans, man. In every way, shape, form, or fashion, we are the underdogs, man. You know? Yeah, the humble and the lowly.
And real quick, just when you check it out, even when the name Israelites gets mentioned in the public eye, you can feel the tension in the room just by way of the TV. You know what I'm saying? Because I was watching a Breakfast Club, and the RZA was on there promoting his TV series. And in the show, you know, they mainly show, you know, those people preaching like 5%er and things like that. But on the show, he was like, you know, when we was out there growing up in Staten Island and in New York, you know, you see the Israelites out there, and you see, you know what I'm saying, the 5%ers. But when he said the Israelites, you know, you seen Charlamagne personally cringe. You know what I'm saying? Like the energy in the room, you felt that shit just from him saying that. But that goes to show the power in this word, man. You know? They didn't even want to, you know, he likes to really harp on certain words. Like Charlamagne, he likes to, if you say Dr. Sabi, oh, speak more upon that. You know what I'm saying? He's that type of guy to elevate the views. But when he said Israelites, everybody know the Israelites run YouTube. He could have easily asked a simple question about the Israelites. Well, he could have asked anything. You know what I'm saying? And he made sure that nothing was spoken on about it. You know, but that goes to show that he sold out. So-called Jews own his ass. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you're going to have an answer for that, man. You're going to have to answer for that.
Hey, real quick, as you said that, I know you always say this, but the Israelites are the elephant in the room. Nobody wants to talk about it. You know?
And that's just that standard of reproof, man. You know, it's that medicine that they don't want to take, man.
Yeah.
You know, Jake want to be on his folly, his glory, and what else Esau Edom can give him. But now they know that we have a standard here, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And our standard is of rebuking them fucking ass, man. You know, because your niggas is going off, and they know that though. They know that we have some type of morality to us, man. You know, and they don't. That's like medicine. That's like castor oil.
Yeah.
You know, you trying to get force-fed that castor oil again. You don't want it, you know? And that's what that is, man. And they want to try to smooth it over, man. They try, let's talk about something else, you know? You know, like before, when he said, I want to talk about that, I'm eating a salad right now.
Right.
And it's mainly because these guys that's in the industry or radio industry, whatever the case is, it's still the industry. They're rubbing elbows with these Jewish rats. And they're afraid that their Jewish partner, who they laying down with and having sex with, is going to basically disown them. You know, so where they won't have a job, they won't have an income. Because we all know Charlamagne. They go listen to Choke No Joke. Charlamagne is homosexual.
Yeah.
Sodomite.
And that's the really the whole thing with that whole industry. The underlying issue is that anybody that speaks up talking about that they know that it is Israel, man, they get chastised for it, man, by Esau Edom, man, you know, and they put you niggas back in line, man, you know. So now nobody wants to talk about it, man, you know. Hey, you got what's that? Chingy, you got a couple guys that came out, Kendrick Lamar, you know. Hey, where they at now?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, the scriptures say the name of the Lord is dreadful among the heathen. And guess what? 2/3 of our people are actually heathens to the Most High, man. That's right. So, not just the name of the Lord that's dreadful, but now we can actually say too, you know, the word Israelite. Because we know that goes back to the Hebrew word Yasha'Allah, he, Prince Power, meaning we're the princes of the Most High. And it's dreadful to come off their tongue. You know?
It condemns them. You know, they feel the conviction in their spirit. You got something.
Yeah, real quick. So Acts chapter 5 verse 28. This is kind of like the same thing. It says, saying, did we not straightly command you that you should not teach in this name? See that? So it's like the same thing, because now instead of teaching in the name of the Lord, you can't bring up nothing about the Lord period now, because we are to represent Yahweh Shema Shah, man. We like his heroes, like Apostle Kabar made a lesson a while back. So now to go into Yahweh Shema Shah in his name, what he's about, we represent that, man. And that's why they can't speak about us at all. So it says again, saying, did not we straightly command you that you should not teach in his name? So Charlemagne got that message, man. Did not we straightly command you don't speak about the Israelites, man? They're not supposed to speak about us at all, man. Because once they hear about the truth, you're either gonna get with it or you're gonna be condemned, man.
Hey, that's the spirit too, because we all watch probably different YouTubers. I know I do personally, and watching these different other guys, I ain't gonna say their names, but they don't even want to even make mention of the word Israelite, because people in the comment board, when they start talking about anything to deal with Bible based, everybody knows about this truth. That don't mean that they in the truth, but they'll comment and say, yeah, the Israelites, and they'll put something in reference back to being an Israelite. And then the guy that's sitting there talking and ranting for his show, he sees it, and he says everything around except for saying Israelite. And he's like, I don't want to go down that avenue. That's too much, you know what I'm saying?
It's too, my bad, real quick. Then too, like, I noticed everything I'm looking up on YouTube too, because like I was trying to do some research for a lesson or whatever, and it didn't specifically. I was looking up like blacks in Mexico, you know what I'm saying, like doing some research, and I came across Gaspar Yanga, you know what I'm saying, and technically, they don't have it's our history, but it don't, it's not like strictly Bible based. But then when you look on the comments of some of the videos pertaining to Gaspar Yanga, I just see like Israelite brothers just knowing the truth, just telling them, yeah, it's like or giving some knowledge about the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like how they came over here and what happened, and just like, yo, this everywhere. They can't deny this, man. You know what I'm saying? So they can't deny it. Like anything that doesn't have to do with the truth, you seeing people that's in the truth just jumping on comment boards everywhere, man.
Hey, I got a quick precept. This is Luke chapter 6 and 22. Blessed are ye when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you, and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake.
And that's the first thing that will come out their mouth, man, when you talk about the word Israelite, man. They want to speak evil upon it. They want to ostracize you. They want to cast it as outside of this world. Not of this world. You know what I'm saying? Anything is contrary to what we're living. You know what I'm saying? That's how Ethiopia thinks that how this truth is contrary to his thoughts and his endeavors. Just like how Jacob just in that same book.
I got a precept.
It's locked in. But guys like Charlemagne and the rest of them individuals, they won't look at it as a blessing if the so-called Jews would separate them from their company. Here it is, if they read the scriptures, they believe what the true men of great millstone, because we are the men of the Heavenly Father. If they believe in this doctrine and the truth that we're speaking, and they chose to speak upon it publicly, consider yourself blessed when your accounts get broken, and the so-called Jews and everybody else that you partnered up with in that industry separate themselves from it. Consider that a blessing, man. Because all of this goes to the temporary the salvation of Yahweh Shema Shah is right up the street, man. So how much longer do you think you're going to be able to enjoy your riches, man? But at the end of the day, it boils down to faith, man. The Lord says, shall he find faith upon the earth when he come back? The only faith is going to be found is within the elect, man.
Jake's been losing for so long, man, and trying to win. They gotta do all these rituals and everything else to be on the side of Esau Edom, man, to be on that side to try to win. But here it is, we have the remedy to where you don't have to do all those things, man. You are naturally of that covenant. You know what I'm saying? But they don't even want to understand that. You see? You know, because why? It's because it's a upfront sacrifice that you have to make. You know what I'm saying? To be able to attain the kingdom, man. And they're not willing to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? You're already losing. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, but that's why this is only for the elect, man. This is only for the faithful, man. Because those men don't have faith, man. You know, they can't give up what it is they have right now. You know, to be lowly and suffer, man, to be able to obtain the kingdom, man. You know.
Hey, so real quick, because society, they'll make you feel bad about your shortcomings, when essentially it's nothing but a curse. You know, but like the brother is saying, like, here it is, that's all a part of the covenant. The things you're selling your soul for, you know what I'm saying, is a part of our covenant and promises and glory anyway. So why sell your soul for something that the Lord is going to bless us with freely? You know what I'm saying? But it's they don't have that mindset, man.
Yeah.
And
You know?
and you need to have patience. It's talking about in patience you possess your soul. So their lack of patience, that they needed it now, they wanted the reward now. Like the brother read before, they already got their consolation.
Hey, if I could add to you, brother, and also like in Galatians it says that the children of Abraham were the children of faith.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that goes to prove that the Lord ain't dealing with them.
Yeah.
I got something real quick. Isaiah 52:3. For thus saith the Lord, ye sold yourselves for naught, and ye shall be redeemed without money. See, so hey, you sold yourself for nothing. Your brother said it perfect, man. You know, salvation of the Lord is down the street, man. And here it is, you're selling your soul. All right, you're not even gonna enjoy the riches for long, man. You know, you got 5G towers being set up everywhere. You know, the chip is already hit. You know. So look, man, this place is almost done, man. And here it is, you bending over for the so-called white man.
Hey, all of these guys, all of these celebrities gonna go down in destruction for being the distraction, man. Because guess what? The blood is upon you. If you supposedly have this platform and you have this voice to speak, you're supposed to be speaking truth, man. Despite whatever it is that Esau is opposing against you, man. So, in reality, you sold your soul for naught, and guess what? You're going to be destroyed because of your distraction, man. The Lord said, if he not gathereth, he scattereth, man.
Yeah, then because when we get into the kingdom, man, it's going to be forever, man. You know, for all eternity, that's it. And you sold your soul for what? Pretty much for not even a millisecond in the eyes of the Lord, man. So you really sold your soul for absolutely no reason, man. You should be ashamed, man. And here it is, they try and then they do drugs. Oh man, and then they do drugs on top of it anyway. So they can't even really enjoy the riches anyway, man. They pass out in comas. Like even Rick Ross, you seen how he passed out in the Super Bowl, man. You know, they do all these damn drugs, man.
Seizures.
Lil Wayne having seizures, man. You know, Kid Cudi checking into rehab over and over again. So what did you really sell your soul for, man? It wasn't worth it.
Yeah, I got a quick piece of it. This is Judges, chapter 10, verse 13. Yet ye have forsaken me and served other gods. Wherefore I will deliver you no more. Go and cry unto the gods which ye have chosen. Let them deliver you in the time of your tribulation.
Imagine that, man. How you going to seek after a God that couldn't even save himself? You know? The Lord is telling you, go to those gods which you have chosen. Let them save you. But them gods couldn't even save themselves, man. You know, judgment is coming to them as well. You know?
I got a quick precept. Ephesians 2:8. For by grace are ye saved, through faith, and that not of yourselves, it is the gift of the Most High.
Hey, the world, you know, is against Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and against his messengers. And one thing that they hope for is that we're not right. Even though deep in their conscience, they know we're right. But they're praying and hoping that we're not right, so that their world can continue. But the Lord set a boundary that Esau can't pass. All right? All the so-called great, wicked kingdoms ruled, and they all fell. And it seemed like in that time, and in that presence when you were there, it felt like this place has to live forever, like Rome. You know, the Greeks, the Babylonians, man. You know, all of these dynasties and these powers that ruled the earth, really in wickedness, it felt as though they would never fall. People believe that America would never fall. We tell a joker, a Jake, you know, about nuclear destruction, World War III, and they'll tell you that it would never happen because America never fell or never fall. These guys are really out of their mind, man. They're so drowned into the world that they can't even see the door. You know, they can't even see the opening or the destruction that's coming. A lot of Jake, they know something is wrong because it's the society, homosexuality, transsexual. They know it's different. It's wickeder than it ever been, you know? But they just can't, you know, Most High got them blocked, you know?
They living in the moment of what they see, just like how you compared it with Rome and all of that. You know what I'm saying? They all they can see is what's right in front of them. They can't see it far off the different alternatives that can possibly happen. You know what I'm saying? And you always got to take into account, well, what could go wrong? You know what I'm saying? They don't consider that. You know what I'm saying? So they cause themselves to be prisoners of the moment, and that thoroughly entraps them within the society, and they can't escape it.
Real quick, because America has this term called carpe diem, right? And it's called, or the definition is used to urge someone to make the most of the present time and give little thought to the future. You know, you'll see a lot of people that promote that. You'll see T-shirts, you know, saying carpe diem, you know, and that's the nature of Esau. You know, because he thought in that fashion when it came time to selling his birthright. You know.
He sees the day.
Yeah.
Hey, that goes into, I got it right here, Wisdom of Solomon 2. It's Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 5. It says, for our time is a very shadow that passeth away, and after our end there is no returning, for it is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. Come on, therefore, let us enjoy the good things that are present, and let us speedily use the creatures like as in youth.
Hey, real quick, and then got this Jake on my job, man. He went out of control and he bought himself like a damn near $100,000 car, and on the license plate it says one life, man. And you guys just think that they have one life to live, man. You know, they don't really think that anything considering reincarnation or anything else like that. They just feel like they just have one shot to get it right. You know what I'm saying? That's how they feel, man.
Right.
That's how Jake lives, man. Because now when you're in this society right now, when you look at Generation Z, right? Generation Z is gone, man. You know? So now it would be people like us who would have to rely on people like them to, like, if say the society was to hold up, say that if it held up to as far as like getting pension, you would have to rely on Generation Z to pay for your pension, man. You know? And that's not gonna happen, man. That's not gonna happen. You see? The older people always gotta rely on the younger generation, man, to keep that system going, man. And this system is coming to an end, you know? And then the philosophies that Esau Edom has taught here in Babylon, man, is to where the philosophy of where, that's why people don't believe in reincarnation. You know what I'm saying? They believe that you got one shot to get it, one life to live, you know? You live and then you die, and then that's it, you know? And that's why they have that righteous mentality, man, you know?
You only live once.
Yeah, yep.
I'm gonna start from the top actually. Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 1. For the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. And that goes into the scripture you always bring out. Remember in Luke, I say to my soul,
You're not seeking counsel.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you're leaning upon your own understanding, man.
Right.
You know, and then when you lean upon your own understanding, guess what? You're gonna be wrong every single time, man.
Exactly.
Every single time you're gonna be wrong, man.
Because the scriptures say man's going is of the Lord.
Right.
How then can he find his own way?
His own way.
We don't know our way unless the Lord give us a way. That's why these niggas out here, they don't know their way. They just go on the way according to how they feel. What they feel is more important. I gotta work. You know, of course you gotta work, but I gotta get 2 jobs because I need that 2020 Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? Or I need that blunt. You know what I'm saying? Yo, where the bitches at? They don't know their own way.
It says, for the ungodly say, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in the death of a man there is no remedy. Neither was there any man known to have returned from the grave.
See that? And that goes into the concept of reincarnation, man. They try to separate that from the Christianity doctrine. They try to separate that from the scriptures, man. You know,
Hey,
when it was all through the scriptures.
And that's you know, Christianity is a joke because in our reality, they don't really want to literally live by the word of God, by the word of Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai. They just want to use it as something to do, something to feel good. You know, you're supposed to always speak in a way where everybody can be even. No, everybody's not even, man. You know, every time somebody say something, it's like if he say how he truly feel, or you know, then all of a sudden he become the bad guy, because it's not in the broadest respect for everybody. You know, a lot of these guys that have these different platforms, they try to not say anything bad about homosexuality. What they also talking about, they also will speak on the matter of that it's not right, but they won't say, oh, you guys are wrong. You see what I'm saying? They can cut and slice it down because it's simple. It's only male and female. Biologically, all creatures on earth, there's only male and female. Anything that's a third, that's your own wicked pleasure. You can't change that, you know?
And that's why the Lord said, let your yea be yea, nay be nay, because anything other than that is an abomination.
You got
Hey, Esau Edom is sucking. Esau Edom, man, he's so cunning and always trying to split hairs, man. You know, that falling into that gray area, man. And that's what Jake lives by. Jake lives by gray areas, man. Christianity, this is the handiwork of Christianity right here, man.
Right.
Christianity is just slavery, man. It's look at the handiwork, man. These people are destroyed, man. You know, you got these Jakes over here destroyed, man. And guess what? When you go back to Big Mama, guess what? She's the one she's the head. That's supposed to be the spiritual head of the household.
Right.
Going in there like that damn church, man. You know, and this is the product that is pushed out on us, man. You know, you got these crackheads out here. You know, when they are getting themselves in the jammed up, you know, they want to have a family member that they feel so spiritual or to pray for you. You know, like they're supposed to get them out of a jam. You know, let them deal with that Christianity church, and we just gonna abide by how lawless they let us allow us to live. Because there's no standard. There's no standard in the Christianity church, man. There's no standard. There's no rules, man. Everything's no hold on.
Yeah, there's a video, Lord willing, I hope to post, but it's Arabic man. He's totally disrespecting the black woman in the store. And he like, look what I said, look what I gotta deal with here in America. They ugly. He said, look how they look. And he turned the camera, but they so ghetto and niggerish that they like looking at stupid and saying, don't play with me, doing that, you know, the black girl shit, trying to smack the camera, but playing type shit. And he's really serious. Because he's like, look at these women. Jake don't know what they look like. None of these people know what they look like. They don't even know what their neighborhood look like. That's why when you leave this place, you be going for a little bit, then you come back, you be like, damn, yo, this shit ran down. That happened to me. I went down south for a while, for 4 years. I came back up north. And guess what? I see that this place is totally bad. I mean, even from the air, man. Here it is. This place looked like Gotham. On the train, on the ride back up, you seen this. It was in Miami, so it was Sunshine City, clear sky. And then on the train, I happened to woke up and we was right in Georgia. I said, what the fuck is going on? All that pollution? But when you hear, you can't see it. These people don't know what they look like. Especially the black woman. She don't know that her body's out of shape. She knows she want to look like Beyonce, but she not ashamed that she out of shape. You know, these niggas, these young kids that take upon these drugs and they want to look like a crackhead with, they want to look like that. That's why you want to look like a crackhead. Why you want to be slow. You know, when you like, yo, so a dude could be like, bro, what you want, nigga? Let me get some. Like, that's all, what's that? Folly of Satan, great iniquity, man. Jake don't know what they look like.
I got something for y'all. Isaiah chapter 1 verse 5. Why should he be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole heart faint.
Hey, you got it.
Yeah, hey man, the whole head is sick, man. Yeah, the whole head is sick and the whole heart is faint, man. This is and I had I had my old job, man. I had the supervisor had to meet me in the neighborhood somewhere in Brooklyn, right, a while ago, right. He said, damn, it looked like damn Beirut. He said Beirut, Lebanon. It looked like out here, man. The way he was looking, man. This is a while ago, man. You know, he's like the way he was looking, because he's a Jake that he was managerial, but he lived out in Long Island, man. So, you know, he didn't really, he's like, damn, he look like damn Beirut over there, man. like, you know, like people have just destroyed it. Like, Jake is just aimlessly walking, man. There's nowhere where They ain't going nowhere. They just happy-go-lucky, man. They wherever the wind blows, man. You know, that's how Jake carries himself, man. There's no real purpose in their steps. That's it, man. There's no real purpose in their steps, man. None.
They're ready to walk the bed.
And real quick, it says, from the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and petrifying sores.
And that's really Jake right now, man. Is he's like that battered woman. You know what I'm saying? That battered woman, man. That's been battered and just like, you know, sores and bruises all over it. And that's how they carry themselves, as that battered woman, man. And you still loving your oppressor, man. You know, like that's, and this is where Christianity comes in, because why? It's because Jake still leaves that window open for Esau, man. That window of hope open for him, man.
That white hope.
Yeah, that white hope, that great white hope. They leave that door open, that door cracked. Why? Because of what they was taught through Christianity, man. You know what I'm saying? This image is very powerful, man. And that door is always left open, man, of hope for it to come through, man. And Jake still wants to walk on eggshells, man. You know? He's just that battered whore, man. That battered whore in the corner, man. You know, with sackcloth on, man. That's Israel, man.
And she still won't leave that with
Yeah.
After getting her ass beat.
Yeah, all that, yeah. You know? Like what's wrong with this fucking woman?
That's why scripture say to the Romans 10, my people have a zeal for the Most High, but not according to knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Like, our people really do, some of them really do try to have like good intentions towards the Lord and things like that, but they just don't have the knowledge because they too put up in the feelings, the emotion part of it, you know?
Hey, we gotta think. Also, like the brother was saying, because who do we get these wounds and bruises from, man? From the heathens, man. All right, chiefly Esau, man. He was the main one doing us dirty, man. All right, it says, they have not been clothed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ointment.
Because nobody's checking for Jake, man. Jake, in their condition that they're in, and really you see the spirit of them not caring through DJ Trump, man. You know, that's the epitome, that's the quintessential Edomite right there, man. His thoughts, he speaks for that nation, man. He speaks for that nation, man. Just what happened with the people in the Bahamas.
Yeah.
You know, no kind of remorse for them, nothing, man, nothing. You know, and all that, man. That's the Lord, man. That's the Lord cleaning house, man.
Oh, hey, there was an Edomite woman that she was, I think, 18. She got pregnant and she had the baby, but she didn't want to be a mother because she felt like she was too young. So she killed the baby, buried it in the backyard. She went to trial, and they acquitted her not guilty.
That cheerleader, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
There you go. Not guilty. It was an Edomite woman. And she in the courtroom, after the judges tell her she's not guilty, she just crying and happy because she got her life back. But that's what they do for their people, you know, get away with murder, man.
I think girl Casey Anthony might have done the same thing. I forgot her story like that. I forgot. But I think she got on too though. Twice, I think. I don't really know the story, but
She blamed it on like what you call that shit after you get pregnant?
Yeah,
Postpartum.
See, damn. So that's nothing out of the ordinary for these Edomites, man. Which is why I got Psalm 73 and 5. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men. But here you go, for Jake whoop his kid's ass, you know he gonna get hemped up and locked in jail, man. You know?
Hey, you got Jake that'll whoop their kid's ass publicly to set an example. Nah, Esau don't want that. He don't want Jake to be disciplining their children and not going in the way of their way. They want Jake to be wild, man. You know, so if you whoop your child on Facebook, you're going to jail. Hey, there was a post where this guy whooped his daughter for being fresh. And on the comments, basically, the people on Facebook, the owners, whoever, you know, that working, they put up there, they said, we're keeping this video up so that we can find out who's the guy that whooped his daughter. And all on the comment board, it was all for the father. It was like, glad you got her, that's good, these children need more. All the different comments was in support of him, But instead, Facebook's still trying to attack the guy for beating his daughter on live TV. You know?
And really, man, these jakes out here, man, these little jakes out here, they're gonna be reserved for Esau Edom, man. Esau Edom is gonna put a hole in their ass, man. You know what I'm saying? Esau Edom, man, is licking his chops on these jakes, man. Because why? Because as wild as they are, man, they never had a foot in their ass, man. Why? Because the parents can't do anything, man. The parents can't do anything. All right, because they teach them in school what is to do if they feel like you're being abused, man. You know? See that?
Yeah, and that's the biggest problem right there. That music, man. That music is the drug, man. That's the spirit right there. These dudes bump this music as if they are those individuals. When you understand that these music artists, they're just entertainers. They'll do whatever it takes to entertain you. They're not really living that lifestyle. It's not back in the early 90s anymore. We're in 2019. They're entertainers. But these people on the street will take it real literally. You a nigga listen to that bullshit and get high and dumb and go rob somebody, man. Go catch a jukes. Because he's feeling like that. That music is drugs, man.
Psalms 44, 13 and 14. Thou makest us a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a derision to them that are round about us.
Yeah, when you look at Jake, man, Jake don't know what they look like. You know, they looking so ghetto, so thuggish and ugly looking, loud, rude, obnoxious, you know what I'm saying? We're not supposed to be the heathen. We're supposed to be held in royalty, man. We're supposed to be caring for one another, man, looking out for each other. But Jake is a reproach to the other nations. The other nations go, oh boy, with a black woman, here we go.
That's exactly
Yeah, and the black woman, she just proud as ever, don't care that you're looking at her like that.
Yeah.
Don't care.
She want that spotlight.
Yeah.
Fighting over chicken sandwiches.
Yeah.
They really don't see the straight ugliness of it, man. Of how they look, man.
Yeah.
You know, the scriptures talk about, man, how they look, man.
And what we mean how they look is how they carry themselves, how they manner, man.
Yeah.
We know Jake in a poor condition, man. You know, so the clothes ain't gonna be that gay attire, that fancy clothing or whatever. Happy clothing. Jake is all wearing sweatpants, short, you know, and they demonize that look. But it does look foolish compared to the rest of the world. But it's the way that Jake manner themselves. And it starts with these little niggling kids, man. With no care in the world, no discipline whatsoever. They come outside grouped up and they disrespect anybody. They don't give a fuck who you is, old, young. They disrespect the hell out of you, man. You know?
Thou makest us a byword among the heathen.
A byword, man. A fucking joke, man. Made you the how they say it? Yeah, you know, make you a damn joke. They sitting there talking how stupid you sound when you talk, man. You know, Esau tries to make mockery of how Jake laughed. I mean, one white one was like, why do black people laugh so loud? They go, why they laugh with their mouth open? I'm just like, yo, Jake do that though.
Laugh with your mouth closed.
And that's part of us just being laughing, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jake funny as hell. We funny people, man. You know? Like our type of comedy, man, ain't nothing like it, man. We funny as hell. Yo, we should be funny as hell.
Yeah.
You know? And you say something funny, you be at the pile, everybody rolling over the seat, man.
And even during the times of
That's like, but that's the spirit, man.
Exactly.
That's the spirit, man. That's the spirit that's in us, man. Even though our people are wicked, man, we just have that lively spirit, man. You know, we're the lively stones, man.
Look out here, we entertain you everywhere you look, man. We dress you in my truck.
Exactly.
Hey, these people don't realize they think homosexuality is something that they should pick up. It's a part of life. No, it's not. It's the New World Order agenda, man. It's happening. It's here. It's doing it. It's going to work right now. All right? Until they fully take away all of your rights and implement and force you with a microchip, man. You know, like y'all was talking about the celebrities and stuff. They're going to lose their jobs, man. You know? They're going to lose all their jobs and they're going to be cursing the storm and talking shit too, man. Because you're going to be on this side. You know, with these people, man. You know, with the 2/3, man. This is a new world order. The agenda is already started, man. It's happening, man. all the philosophy. They don't want you to hear YouTube. You can't say this. You can't say that. Man, get the hell out of here, man. What's wrong with these people? And then these people so afraid and scared, man. What are you scared of, man? You're scared of these Edomites. For what? Now they trying to tell you that a man ain't a man and a girl ain't a girl. Did y'all see Malik Yoba on the Breakfast Club?
Oh, I see that shit.
I didn't watch it. Yeah. I didn't watch it because I knew I was going to get mad, but I heard from another guy talking about it on YouTube, and he said he was confused. Oh, choke. He said this. He was like, oh, yeah, he said that too. But he was basically saying that, he said, I'm confused. You got the trainees that was on there. They don't want to be called trainee because that's offensive. They don't want to be called transsexual because that's offensive. Then one of the trainees said, they said, the doctor, I'm going off of what he said because I didn't watch the video. He said that one of them said that the doctor made a mistake, or he makes mistakes when he determines a child to be a male or female.
What?
These people. Look, man, these people have a mental illness, man. That's why when you go back, what was it, the late 60s? Or what was it, when they diagnosed homosexuality with a mental illness? That is a mental illness, and they're trying to give everybody a mental illness, man. Everybody ain't stupid like them, man. Straight up, that's just stupid, man. Hey, if a man, your sex is determined according to your organs, man. Not your feelings. This is how you identify somebody, man. If this brother tell me that he left a brick by a tree, he's gonna describe the tree. It's brown, it's green, it got two other bricks that's loose. He's gonna describe it, identify it. That's how you figure things out. That's 1 + 1. That's human nature. You can't, even when Esau, when he was grunting in the caves, he still had to identify certain things. You know? You had to identify. Man, the Most High gonna kill these fucking crackers, man. Fucking devils, man. And then now, I forgot where it's at. Somebody told me this yesterday. It's already started. I think in PA. The parents are complaining about, I think it's, yeah, the parents are complaining that in the school system, they're now teaching the children gay history. And then here it is, you want to teach these children gay history, but you want to take out the slavery history and what happened to them. But they're taking out slavery and they adding in the gay history as if a child needs to know that. You see what I'm saying? If you can't see that this world is going to end, you can't see that the society is going to be destroyed. The Lord said the fashion of this world shall pass away. Yahweh Shai is coming back. If you can't see we living in Bible prophecy, you're a fucking fool. You're a fool, man. Even if you don't believe in the scriptures, you can't see what's going on. You think that this place is going to continue like this? It's only getting worse. I was down here. Went to the chicken shack for somebody, right? Down there. Security guard came in there. He was laughing. He was like, yo, what the fuck the world came into? Now, mind you, I don't know him. Hood niggas in there, so I'm minding my business. Yo, what the fuck the world done came to, yo? Yo, these fat, he like, yo, these, I ain't gonna use his words. He said, yo, these homosexuals, they robbing niggas and raping niggas, yo. You ain't heard about what happened down there? These homosexuals over here, some niggas in North, rob somebody and then rape them, man. Is that not written in the scriptures of Sodom and Gomorrah? The enticement, the burning fire within a homosexual, the burning fire that burns inside of them, the excitement, the enticement, is when they can get a heterosexual to go left, to go homo, man. All that pleasure that they have, well, excuse me, I didn't mean to say that. It's more desirable for them to get a heterosexual to be a homosexual. They prey upon the heterosexuals. Somebody said, how is it that homosexuals can walk around here with this pride, but heterosexuals don't walk around saying, I'm proud to be heterosexual? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff that just don't make sense.
Got it. It's the pride in like turning somebody out. You know, pretty much like got guys in prison, you know, that pretty much, you know, do that for sport. It's not the fact that they enjoy the act of the sex, it's just the minimizing a man's and his manhood. You know, it's like you fuck up his mental state. You know, that's where the more pleasure is in, as opposed to the physical act of it. That's their mindset. Real quick, also in that show, Snowfall, the first season. You know, I don't know if you watched the show Snowfall, but in the first season, you know, here it is, this particular guy, he lost some money. You know what I'm saying? So they went after the guys to go get the money back. And one of the guys actually, you know, one of the guys, you know, that they actually took to go get the money back, here it is, he wasn't trying to give the information where he hid the money. So this guy actually raped him and got it out of him where the money was at. You know, so it was the fact of, you know, taking away his masculinity by the act of rape, man. It's insane. But real quick, this is Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. Ooh. And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time.
That's the Bible, man. This Edomite that's ruling the earth think he can change the times. He can think he can change the laws of the Lord, man. He can change the fact that you not supposed to say he nor she no more, man. Are you serious, bro? And then they penalize you. They attack you. So now the next time you will think about going against the grain, you know? Crazy, man. Hey, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua gotta come quick, man. And he is. Because the scriptures say he's not slack concerning his promise, man. So that just lets us know everything got to get played out. Even how worse and bad it is now, it's only going to get worse. And the Apocrypha, it tells you that iniquity shall increase, man. You know? What they going to do about when these homosexuals start raping straight men? You know? They still going to slap them on the wrist and baby them and what you call got that word. Go ahead, somebody say something.
Hey, the scriptures say, meddle not with him that is given a change. And going into the New World Order, that's Esau giving in a change. Because now what? You got the first amendment or whatever, freedom of speech, that's getting taken away. The Second Amendment, freedom of right to bear arms, that's getting taken away, man. You know, so how much more, man? Esau telling you, oh, you're going to be safer with this chip. How can you believe him? You know, because you following his laws now and it's changing, so how would the chip, you know what I'm saying, how would that continue to stay the same? Right. I remember the Apostle Ramla, he did a video earlier this week going into The Ultimate Slave. He was going into that movie Transcendence. Yeah. And they even show you in that movie that you're really an ultimate slave, man. Yeah. They take over you. Another good movie to watch, I was going to do a lesson on it, Lord willing, is the older movie, Selfless. I believe it's called Selfless. It's when the guy, you know the guy,
it's an Edomite, right?
Edomite, where basically your conscious, he swapped bodies through consciousness. He was an old rich man. He was about to die because he had cancer, and then he went to this professor, this Edomite, this mad scientist, and what he did was a secret program where he basically take his conscious and give it to a new body and to another guy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And they basically swap consciousness. That's what Esau want to do. Yeah. They want to be able to live forever, and if they can't live throughout the flesh, because we know the flesh got to die eventually. If the Lord don't change us, man. The flesh is programmed to die. They want to swap their consciousness to another flesh. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Also Surrogates show that too. Surrogates.
Oh yeah. I see.
That the movie
Bruce Willis, I think. Yeah.
The movie Chippy too, where they was trying to transfer the consciousness into robots and shit too.
Right.
I got a quick precept.
Oh,
No, you go. Ecclesiastes 10:5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place.
Hey, you can bring that back up, the first verse.
First one? Yeah. Ecclesiastes 10:5. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth from the ruler.
Hey, which an error which proceeded from the ruler. So all of these things, that are happening in the wrong fashion is an error because of who's in rulership. Because Esau is setting the standards for these things to happen and take place, man. This is why the whole world is out of order because of Esau, man.
And he's such a demon that he'll say that the Most High makes mistakes. So like you were born in the wrong body. So you're not a man. You could be a woman. They're actually letting the kids before like 4 years old choose if they want to turn into a man or a woman. So
Hey, yeah, this the
Error. Damn.
yeah, this the movie y'all brothers don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to dig up the word for it. It's shedding, but it's a word. It's a meaning behind it. It's an actual word for what they actually try to transfer to consciousness. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna look it. I'll get it.
It's called shedding.
It's selfless.
Hey, if I could add too, in a lot of those movies, like the movie I just referred to, Transcendent, anything that's online, you know that's eventually is gonna get hacked. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you really hurting yourself by taking that chip, man. 'Cause you going receive the missiles, all right? But even prior to that, you know, hey, most High have it to where they upload a virus, man. You know, somebody upload a virus.
they just shut it off. Like if you're going against the grain, you're talking too much, they can just shut off your chip.
Ain't that? Yep.
They're showing that shit in movies.
And then, as the scripture said, it followed being said in great dignity, you know, which is pretty much wickedness, you know, and silliness. The more wicked and silly, goofy you could be, the more you know you're winning, man. You know. And real quick, I got a news article from it's a while back, man. But it goes into you know, these damn transgenders, man. It says a transgender teacher gets $60,000 after coworkers won't call her they. You know, because that was her gender preferred pronoun. Yeah, as a Esau made up, man.
How's
know?
they?
So here it is. She came up.
One person they.
Yeah, what? How's one person they?
A gender preferred pronoun.
What?
Yup.
And you get awarded $60,000.
Yup. That's crazy, man.
So now what do you?
It says after her coworkers won't call her they.
Hey, so now what do you teach your students, man? Because even in school they tell you they means, you know, they is like a plural people,
Exactly.
multiple people. So now, you know, it's like it's all confusion.
All right. So that goes to show you that she came up off of that, man. $60,000, that's a lot of money, man. And here it is, she won that. What? So she was looked at as being noble. You know, she got that dignity for her damn folly, man, for her wickedness, right? So it says a trans-masculine teacher, yeah, trans-masculine at that. You know, a woman that's trying to be a damn man. You know, it says a trans-masculine teacher at an Oregon elementary school has been awarded $60,000 by her school district as compensation for harassment she claims to have suffered on the job, including being referred to by the wrong pronoun.
Man, this shit is fucking nuts, man.
Babylon the Great.
This shit is really fucking this shit is it's crazy. There's no other way to explain this shit. This shit it drives you fucking retarded. Like brothers were talking about weeks ago, the show Black Mirror, where you know they had two boys playing a video game or whatever, two dudes, you know, they're cool playing a video game. Then they actually in a virtual world being the fighter players. Then one is the man and the other one is the girl, and they wind up having sex. So it's like a mind fuckery thing. They trying to play on your mind, like, oh, it's okay, but yet there's two men consciously having sex with one another through this virtual reality game, and one is being the man and one is being the woman. They doing everything within their power to mess with your mind and make you think it's okay, man. Everything within their power, because they trying to subliminally plant the seeds there, man. You know.
Hey, yeah, it's quick. I'm a little willing through the week. I'll dig up that word again because it's a lot of meaning into it. It's an actual word for shedding consciousness. And this brother pulled out he said some edifying. Shedding means snake.
Yeah.
You know, snakes shed themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
It says
12 and 10.
it says it's impossible to know that the procedure, as it is shown in the movie, refers to a transfer of consciousness, not a physical brain transplant, although some people say full brain transplant will be possible sooner than we think. And how is that? Because they have RFID microchips, the mark of the beast. They have chips that can go in your head, man. So if they have a chip in someone, it's the elites, what they do? You know, they steal somebody. You know, what they do, keep them alive, and then they, you know, mess his brain up, put a chip in them, And then what if they able to transfer their consciousness over to that chip, he can be that person. You know, he can work that body, so to say. Well, you know, Esau's a madman, man. You know, he wants to defeat the spirit, man, because he can't retain the spirit or hold it or harvest it, you know, and study it. You know how he studies the spirit? He actually kills real people, man. In order for him to study the spirit and how it works, he has to kill real people. He put people through torches, man. Children too, mainly the children. You know.
Hey, real quick too, because like what you said, all that really goes into it goes into them trying to control the spirit. That's why Esau, they try to do heavy research upon the pineal gland, because the pineal gland, they call that the seat of the soul. And Esau knows literally that's where your spirit resides at. You know what I'm saying? But they constantly trying to do research upon the pineal gland, but they can't find out all its inner workings. Why? Because that belongs to the spirit realm. You know what I'm saying? So by them planting, you know, the chips in you and things like that, and knowing how the mind and the body have that strong connection, they have to play with the frequencies in order to keep the spirit contained. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're keeping it locked down. You know what I mean? It's like how, say for instance, right? Like you know, Yahweh Shai and them, you know, expelling demons out of a person or something like that, and the demon will flee. So it's like Esau is controlling that spirit from going anywhere and keeping it locked down to a specific entity. You know what I'm saying? So this is what they're trying to do with the whole RFID chip. And this is why once you give yourself over to Esau with that RFID chip, why you're no longer considered a part of the Most High. Now you belong unto spiritual demons, Satan and Esau. Because your spirit can no longer belong to the Most High because you gave it away. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's what the demons even asked you, Howard Shah. Is it our time yet? They was even asking, can we leave?
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Hey, I got a precept real quick. Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. You see? So that's the point right there, man. There is a time to die, man. You're not just supposed to die in the kingdom, you know what I'm saying? That's a different story. But here there's a time to die because the Lord is merciful power, man. So he's gonna give you a spirit rest, man.
Yeah. And one scripture real quick.
Yeah, but they actually showed that as well, and that show Humans, man. You know, which it was like pretty much she was like a scientist or whatever, and her daughter died, and she tried to keep her daughter's brain on a damn computer monitor, man. You know, and she was actually talking to her daughter on like it was a damn Alexa, man. You know, and then she wanted to actually take that same, you know, her daughter's brain or whatever from the computers, man, what she was speaking to, and she wanted to transfer that into her body, man, so that this way she could bring her daughter back, man. You know, Esau's wicked, man. Like hey, once you done, you done, man.
This is Psalms chapter 64.
Hey, damn, Salaki, real quick. That made me think of about the Matrix too, and you having them bodies in them pods. You know what I'm saying? It's all about having the spirits locked inside of these pods. Okay, what we want to do with this spirit, how we want to harvest this spirit and put them to this or do this and do that, man. Like Esau's a fucking man. Go ahead, man.
In Psalm 64 and 6, it says they search out iniquity, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep.
You know, if I can add, that's one search that these devils are not going to accomplish. You know what I'm saying? That'll give them the ultimate power to be what you call a god. You know, and that's one title he actually seeks after. Because the Lord, and we can prove that by way of somebody, what's that, Matthew 10 and 28, when it comes down to fear. Because essentially, you know, the right, when you check out your right hand and your left hand, they both match up. You know what I'm saying? So we know the right side represents the Heavenly Father, the left is Satan. You know, so but they both match up when you link your hands up. You know, so here it is, the Heavenly Father operates off fear. Esau wants to mirror that to operate upon fear. But the Lord is going to tell you who you should actually fear. You know what I'm saying? And he told us in Scripture. Get that in Matthew 10?
Matthew chapter 10, verse 28. It says, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul.
That's right. Fear not him that is able to kill the body, because after he killed the flesh, he has no more control. You know, he has no control, period, but what the Heavenly Father give him, but he can't inflict no more pain and agony upon you after the flesh is perished. You know? Go ahead.
But rather fear him, which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
That's the Heavenly Father. So that's, we should fear. Yahweh Ba'Shem outside. We shouldn't fear the devil because once he actually is able to exhibit and he has control over the spirit, you know what I'm saying, that'll give him real godlike powers. But this devil, like I said years ago, he can only live out his imagination by way of a green screen, man. That's it.
Hey, in Ecclesiastes 8 and 8 says, there's no man that have power over the spirit to retain the spirit, and there's no discharge in that war. You know what I'm saying? So like, most I was like, this is a done deal here, man. You're not going to get away with everything in which you think you have planned. You're not going to harvest all of my souls that I cherish near and dear to myself, that I help, that I use to create the worlds as we now know it, man. You know?
Hey,
The scriptures say that you can't pluck them out of the Most High's hand, out of Yahweh's hand.
I was gonna just alluding back to that's a heavy movie. That movie, Transcendence, because even when Esau, they were doing a seminar, and they were telling him, okay, you know, we want to implement nanotechnology because you know it'll improve life. And then a guy stood up and said, oh, so you're gonna be like God, you know? So Esau knows that, man.
I got a quick precept. Isaiah 29:15. Woe unto them that seek deep to hide their counsel from the Lord, and their works are in the dark, and they say, who seeth us and who knoweth us? You know? So they could think that they're in their underground labs and they're coming up with all this shit, but the Lord sees their works, and he's the one that's gonna pull them out.
I got something I've been holding on. First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 9, it says, matter of fact, I'll start verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years and then died, and his servants bare rule every one in his place. And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth. See that? And who was Alexander the Greek? A damn Edomite, man. So that goes to show you that these Edomites, so-called white people, are the border of wickedness, man. Okay, and that when they come into power, what? Evils multiply within the earth, man. All right, that's why you got all these wicked things going on, man. All right, the blood of the innocent crying up unto the Lord. Okay, because they're getting snatched just to be sacrificed, man. Okay, you got the something called the black web, man, where all types of wicked shit is going down, man. Under the reigns of who? Esau, man, the so-called white man. All right, only on the Esau you have something called the black web, man. All right, people being kidnapped in shipping containers and shit, man. You know. So when Esau's so-called comes into power, what? The people mourn, man. All right, but when the righteous are ruled, the people are gonna rejoice.
Yeah, just going back to the movie Selfless, right? Now the word was shedding neurology. Shedding neurology. You can look it up. Now this is a quick article, a paragraph, right? Because it's already possible. That movie came out, I think, a couple of years ago. Now it says scientists have already figured out ways to stimulate a brain to recall certain memories. And their hopes we might one day create a map of all the neurons, about 86 billion in the brain, and the connections between them. As explained by the ASAP science, scientists are working toward building a connectum which would make it possible to download someone's brain into a computer, essentially creating a digital of an existing person. You know what I'm saying? So they already doing that. This is why they're heavily pushing them RFID microchip, which is the mark of the beast, man. You know, so it's a transfer of consciousness. These elites want to live forever. They think they're gonna live forever, man.
Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 9. Wilt thou yet say before him that slaved thee, I am God, but thou shalt be a man and no God, in the hand of him that slaveth thee. You know, so that's a humbling scripture to these Edomites, man. Because the Lord said he's not going to meet you as a man. So he's going to meet you as an extraterrestrial. You know, all power, man. You know, and here it is, he's going to bring the body that you Edomites damaged, man. You know, that's going to bring more people to his body. You know, so you can only imagine the destruction that's going to befall these heathens in that thing, man.
Hey, and also an example of that, I hope y'all brothers saw the video that brothers was posting up with the chariot that the Arabians were trying to shoot down. The chariot, you saw that video? The chariot was, they was gun firing at the chariot. And the chariot was just maneuvering through, just playing with them, man. Right? You know? All through all that fire, man. They had to at least have a couple of guns or them big tank guns that they shoot down planes and shit. They were shooting at the chariot, man. So that's the example that Yahweh Shai is coming back in an angelic power, man. You're not going to be able to kill the Lord with a bullet, man. Nah. You know?
Hey, remember X-Men? He's like, you mortals and your guns.
Hey, Yahweh Shai Magneto, man. I got a quick precept. This is Sirach, chapter 10 and 7. It says, pride is hateful before Yahweh and man, and by both doeth one commit iniquity. Because of unrighteousness dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Why is earth in ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such as one setteth his own soul to sell, because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels. You know? So what?
That verse is so good. We're talking about why is earth and ashes proud, right? Because that's all he is. Or, you know, from dust you come, but dust you'll return. So you're just a man. How you gonna think that you're gonna battle the Most High?
What can you possibly think of that the Heavenly Father have not thought of? Yeah? The Lord, you can see the Lord has invisible. The Lord is, you know, He's an invisible power. But the angels, you can't see when the angels are watching you. You know.
Most High gives you your thoughts.
Exactly.
That's what they don't understand.
Actually, the end was declared from the very beginning, so really he's already lost.
Right. Quick precept. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2 and 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age. Let our strength be the law of justice. For that which is feeble is found to be nothing wrong. Therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy the transgressions of our education. He professes to have the knowledge of Yahweh, of the Most High, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. We was made to reprove, it says, he was made to reprove our thoughts. Plain and simple. The Lord got the prophets, the seers, all right, the messengers in the earth. They were made to reprove Esau's thoughts, man. Right at the very last end, man.
Yeah, you see, that's what Esau sees us, man. That's literally what Esau is thinking, man. You know, so he sees us, man, and I forgot where it was, man, who was saying it, but all these celebrities, everybody know about us already, man. You know, the celebrities know about us. Esau, the so-called white man, all right, he knows about us. The elites know about us. But if you can keep reading on that, they're tired of us, man. At the same time, man, to where they actually gonna try and come do something, man. You know.
It says, verse 15, he is grievous unto us, even to behold.
You see that? So he can't even stand to see us out here anymore, man. All right, that's why he's messing with brothers' channels. A lot of brothers is getting warnings and strikes. You know, a lot of brothers live streaming is messing up. All right, so he's tired of us, man. We're grievous for him to even be over because we're rebuking him to his face, man. So boldly, man. You know, in a time and era where we're supposed to be PC at that, man. Where you're supposed to go along to get along.
It says, for his life is not like other men's.
Right, because our lives aren't like other men's, man. We're into the scriptures, man. All right, we put the scriptures before anything else, man. We're not no fucking video game heads, man. No, we're not YouTubers. All right, we're not striving to obtain some type of life here in America, man. You know, like these other niggas are. That's why it's not good to have too much friends in the world, man. You know, because they're gonna want you, yo, come on to the club. They want you to try and get bitches with them, or they don't want you, you know, do whatever with them, man. But nah, man, we don't get caught up in that. That's not our priority, man.
Yeah, because our spirits are not into that world. Now, the scriptures say we can use the world, but don't abuse it. You know? If a brother played a video game, he ain't going off. You know, people out there, they be like, oh, you can't play a video game, that's a sin. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures, hey, you gotta have understanding, man. But like the brother said, man, our spirits are not in that shit, man. We're not up here to be YouTubers, man.
Yeah.
You're not looking for your money, man. Even though, according, you know, as it was in the ancient times, people are supposed to be helping us to continue the ministry, man. But we know that ain't gonna happen. So we out here truly in our faith in the gift that the Lord gave us to keep pushing His word for the hopeful elect, for whoever they is, man, out there. You know, that are Israelites from the seed of their father. You know, it says, He is grievous even unto us to behold, for His life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion.
Oh, damn straight, man. That's why we out here with the garments, man, with fringes and border of blue. Okay, that's why we got our wits about us, man. You know, we come out here in the highways and byways every single week to prophesy the downfall of this place, man. So you can read that one again.
On a Saturday.
Huh?
On a Saturday.
Yeah, on a Saturday at that, man. Some brothers got on a Friday, like on the Texas game.
Hey, the Lord teaches through the scriptures on how to man ourselves, which is our conversation, on how we conduct ourselves, man. That's why it's of another fashion of Esau. Esau can't stand it. He can't stand it, man. What you gonna do about it? It says, He is grievous even unto us to behold, for His life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion.
Right, yeah, hey, sorry, you got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say this real quick too. This is how you know that this is the truth. You should put your thinking cap on and examine situations, man. This is the truth. The only thing these devils can actually do unto us is just play with the internet of things, man. You know, disrupt, put trolls out there on the comment board to persuade any newcomers that come across and try to get them back into the world, man. It's gonna be a time when they're gonna be able to put their hands on us. Well, but why not right now that they just go and stop the whole thing? Take the men off the street because we haven't committed any crime. We're just speaking. And that proves the scripture in 2 Thessalonians. The spirit of the Lord's mouth. You know? It's destroying this devil, man. But then it says the brightness of the Lord's coming because Yahweh Shai is actually physically going to come, man, to prove that He exists. You know? It says, we are esteemed of Him as counterfeits. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness.
Yeah, man. Like, hey, eating his foods, man. You know? Esau what? Promotes what? Red Lobster? You know, when you got your shorty, that's where you're supposed to take her, man. You ain't taking her to Red Lobster, you ain't treating her right. You know? That's what America says, man. You know? So that's Esau. He sets up these different foods, man.
Hey,
you know?
Not to cut you off, but Red Lobster, the shrimp and the lobster, it's so expensive, but it's garbage to eat. It's the wickedest thing to eat. It gives you high cholesterol and all that. It doesn't. Crab, shrimp, lobster, what they eat in the hood over here? What's the brown shits? Scallops. That stuff does nothing benefit to your body, man. Nothing. But it costs so much money.
And the reason it costs so much is because they're bottom feeding. So they're hard to catch. It's hard to go out and get shrimp and all that shit. They're really buying literally shit.
Right.
And that's destroying
So go out of
nature.
his way.
That's destroying nature. They're bottom feeders. The Lord created those creatures for a purpose. Clean the ocean. Clean the bottom. The Most High, the Most High is bad, man. You gotta understand. Lord Yahweh Shai is bad. Yo, we only know what's on the terrain, which is the earth. We see what's going on. We see what this is. But you go dig in the sea world, it's so much life in the sea. There's so many different fishes that play a part of just being part of the ocean. Hey, did y'all know that a sperm blue whale can't swallow a man? I just learned that the other day. Now, of course, its mouth open is big enough to swallow you, but it can't. You can't go down his tube. So eventually, what the blue whale is going to do is shoot you back out. You know what I'm saying? I was like, damn. We don't know the fish. We don't know what type of fish swallowed Jonah, but it's just a food of thought. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, the sea world alone, man, is fishes on top of fishes, creatures on top of creatures, creatures on top of creatures, and it's a world in there, man.
That's why I said like everything is like the food chain, or just even using the example from Lion King, the circle of life. You know what I'm saying? Because everything is in the chain. How the Most High designed and created things. One fish eat another fish. This one to be dominant over this one. This one to be dominant over this one. You know what I'm saying? It's just how it's supposed to go.
Hey, you got fishes in the ocean that live at the very bottom where it's so cold that they really living blind, man. Discoloration of their skin. But they're at the bottom blind and living. You got blind sharks, man, that actually eat every day, man.
Then you're thinking about it too, like how certain fish have to be in colder water or certain ones are being warmer water, different things like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, another thing. You ever think about this? How is it possible? Because you got certain oceans that lead into what? Rivers.
Yeah.
Now, we all know rivers is fresh water.
Yeah.
And the ocean water is sea, is salt. How is it possible for an ocean
Contaminated.
to lead into a river and not the river be full salty?
Yeah, yeah.
There's certain fish that's freshwater fish and there's fish that's salt.
Yeah.
And I saw a video. Here it is. The fishes that are freshwater, they can go right at the borderline where it cuts off at. They can go into the salt for a little bit, but they gotta come back.
Yeah.
But the Most High put a boundary there.
Yeah.
Esau didn't do that.
Yeah.
That's I ain't got no words.
It's Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 12. It says, "For man also knoweth not his time, as the fishes that are taken in an evil net, and as the birds that are caught in the snare, so are the sons of men snared in an evil time when it falleth suddenly upon them." You know what I'm saying? So just like, brothers are talking on, sea life, and how these, shrimps and bottom feeders, get snatched up. You know what I'm saying? They do it by way of these nets. They don't know they're going to get snatched up when they're getting snatched up. But that's actually what's going to happen to 2/3 of our people when all hell breaks loose in society. Because it's suddenly going to come upon them. It's not going to be sudden unto us because we're looking for it. We measure the times diligent within itself. But it's going to fall suddenly upon the masses of the people because they're looking for the next party instead of the prophecies of the Heavenly Father.
Hey, that's what it says in I think it's Revelation 17, how the sea also represents the people.
Yeah.
Going into the scripture that you brought out too.
Real quick precept. Somebody say something. Go ahead.
I got a priest. Oh, you got something?
Real quick, what the brother was talking about, separating salt water from seawater. This is Proverbs chapter 30, verse 4. It says, "Who hath ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who hath gathered the wind in his fist? Who hath bound the waters in a garment? Who hath established all the ends of the earth? What is his name, and what is his son's name, if thou canst tell?" Most High, Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Shai, you got underwater cameras, man. All types of intricate things. How do you have a waterfall continuously drop water? How does that even work?
It's true.
Hey, I was watching this thing on them certain compilations where they certain things that in nature, some sort of that way. There was a pond, basically a pond, and from the outside it looks like you can jump in it, it's clean, but when you get in it, it's a smoke. It's some type of most of the nature. The Lord did it, where I forgot what they said and what it's all about, but there's actually it's a water and it's an underwater, meaning it's weird, when you jump in the water, it's a missile. You can get killed by the divers try to jump in there and they get killed. They didn't get killed, but you can because it's poisonous type of old what's the word? Aroma, like some type of misty type shit in it. And if you keep going down, then that's where the clean water at, the fresh water is at. But you just look at that, man. That's the works of the Most High, man. For what reason he did that? It was his will.
There's even underwater active volcanoes going on. Lava coming into water, and it's hard for the mind of Pharaoh.
Yeah.
But how the Lord said, our stars are higher than our stars.
Right. And volcanoes are needed. Volcanoes create new land, man.
Gotta come precept. Jeremiah 49:16. Thy terribleness hath deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart O thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, that holdest the height of the hill. Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord.
Right, by reading that, we understand that the Lord is talking to who? He's talking about the Edomites, man. Because they the ones that live in the clefts of the rocks, man. You know? They the ones that they the ones that makes that image of themselves to be an eagle, man, to fly on high, man. You know, they exhort themselves with the mightiest pride, man, as if they can't be taken down, man. You at least gonna be taken down, man, by Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man.
Yeah, it talks about like terribleness. So that gift that he was given of the sword that he's used to conquer the whole world, it's actually gotten to his head that he thinks that he could make war with the Lord. Yeah, that was it on there.
Hey, this precept from you said. This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1. But of the times and of the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. As travail upon a woman with child, they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. You know, so the Lord is forewarned us, man. You know, those of the hopeful elect, we're not going to be taken as a thief. We're not going to be going crazy and not knowing what's going on, where to go. You're going to know where to go through the Spirit. You know, you're going to know where to be at. You know?
Hey, real quick, I believe in California, they recently just canceled like all ICE detention centers and prisons like that. You know, and they hoping and they shooting for it to be a nationwide thing. However, when the true men of the Lord see things like that, you know what I'm saying, that's how we know that the devil's just playing upon the minds of the simple. It's breeding a sense of safety in America. When in actuality, this devil's going to bring chaos. You know, because we know they got detention camps set up all over the country. You know what I'm saying? Well over 900, I believe. What was the biggest one? I believe Alaska?
Yeah, Alaska.
Yeah, in Alaska, it could hold up to 1 million detainees. Like something to that effect. 2 million. Yeah, like 2 million to that effect. You know, so when we see certain things like that, how they plan on getting rid of detention centers and like holding cells for like, what do you call it? Like people who are like ICE, you know, categorized. It's all good. It's all smoke and mirrors, man. It's all a mirage. You know, a greater evil is getting ready to happen.
It says, ye are all the children of light and the children of the day. We are not of the night, nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us, who are of the day, be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet the hope of salvation. For Yahweh hath not appointed us to wrath, but to obtain salvation by our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, who died for us, that whether we wake or sleep, we should live together with him. Wherefore comfort yourselves together and edify one another, even as also ye do.
I got something. As it said, you say you shall not escape, man. All right. I mean, 2/3 of our own people on the side, they're not gonna escape. This ain't no final destination, man. You know, they're not gonna escape their judgment that Yahweh Shemashai has set for them, man. You know, so it goes to show you we're coming to some scary times, man. You know, for 2/3 of you, man. Just, Ezekiel 21:8 says, again the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, thus saith the Lord, say the sword is sharpened and also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It continueth the rod of my son as every tree. See, so hey, we set out here, man, to warn you people of that, man. All right, to warn you people of what's to come, man. Because you can get out of that, man. by serving Yahweh Shema Shah to the best of your ability, man. You know, like the scriptures say, man, wise man perceive the evil and hideth himself, man. You know, so you can't get out of that, man. And that's why we out here, all right, to warn our people of that, man. Hey, people are they ain't gonna get it, man. You know, they all have their own opinions, man. You know, which is a terrible thing, man. You're supposed to base your opinion off of the scriptures, man. You know, that's why the scriptures say, let every man speak according to this word, man. Right, to the oracles of the Most High, man. You know.
Is 2nd Esdras, chapter 15, verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
So why, like the brother brought this scripture out, why would we make mercy? You know, why would we be sitting here and being some type of jolly manner, man? No, we're going to give it to you straight. We're going to speak of the prophecies of the Lord. And by reading the prophecies and knowing the prophecies, the Lord is coming for destruction, man. You know? And really the only ones that can have some type of joy is the elect, man. You know? But we got to talk about what the Lord is going to do to this place, man. He's going to bring thermonuclear fire to this place. America is destroyed, man. This place is wicked as hell, man. You can't tell me this place ain't wicked. You can't tell me that we not at the end of Esau. Most people get it misconstrued when we say the end of the world. When we say the end of the world, it's the end of the world of Esau, man. You know? This devil's about to go down, man.
Which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. So if the Lord is dealing with you, you're going to be speaking the prophecies.
Yeah. Exactly. Speaking prophecies, man. Most High give us the gift to speak, if your brother be able to speak. We don't know how to speak. We never took no speech class, man. That's why the world on YouTube and the world out there, they look at us and be like, who them niggas? Look at them. They got gone. Look at the sackcloth they wearing. Oh, they don't even know how to speak. How you gonna be a man of God and actually curse? You don't even know the meaning of the words, man. You know? Because the question is, what is a curse? You know? So the Lord gives us the words to actually speak, man. You know? Brothers, speak the prophecy of the Lord. Plain and simple, man. The truth is actually just plain. It's not all tricks and all that. It's stumbling blocks to the Lord, the ones the Lord is dealing with, but it's plain. It's plain, man. It's so simple that a nigga, he'll see it, but he be like, nah, that can't be it. Because they think that it has to be some type of deep breakdown, and it has to be something with a twist, something that, you know, you gotta, only a person could just pull it out, you know? But it's just plain, you know?
I appreciate that. So, Proverbs 14:6. A scorner seeketh wisdom and findeth it not, but knowledge is easy unto him that understandeth.
So if you scoffer, if you're a scoffer, if you come with the intentions to scoff and hate brothers and what they speak about, what the Bible talks about, you would never get understanding because you're in the wrong spirit. You could do all that confrontation and strife and say this and say that, but guess what? You're the one that's not getting the understanding. That's why you're still mad. At the end of the day, they keep trying to think that they could beat up on their prophets and the prophets will just stop. No, it's not happening, man. Prophets are going to prophesy until the Lord removes us, until the Lord shut us up. You know?
And that's why I said at the end of it too, knowledge is easy to him that understandeth. Meaning, if the Lord impart the knowledge into you, it's going to be easy for you to understand. You're going to see how plain it is. You know what I'm saying? But so many people just can't get it because the Most High haven't peeled that mental scab from you yet. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, like Elder Apostle Rumplop said in one of his older videos this year, he said, the elect have the citizenship to the kingdom. They don't got citizenship.
Yeah.
So you can't come. You gotta die for this side, man. You know? The Lord gave us like an invitation, man. If you don't got the invitation, you can't get on the chariot, man. And that invitation is faith.
Yeah. And a part of that invitation is the keys to the kingdom, which is the names, Yahweh and Yahweh Shah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can't come to the mansion if you don't know the host name. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here it is. See, they think by all right, I know the name, I can make it. Nah, you ain't got the invitation. The invitation is the faith.
Yeah.
You know? So therefore, you might come approaching the door in the house, but they're going to be like, where your invitation at? All right, you know the name, but nah, you don't belong here.
Yeah.
Ain't on the checklist.
Yeah.
You can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
They want to climb up some other way.
You know, so you trying to get into the house, they go in the back,
Right.
you trying to get up in the window, they get into the party.
Don't think just because you got a good name, you're going to get in. Look at 50 Cent's party in Wendy Williams. Her ass didn't get in. You know? She thought she was good.
It's Sirach chapter 39, verse 24. As his ways are plain unto the holy, so are they stumbling blocks unto the wicked. You know, so that's a good indication that you may be of the elect. You know, brothers is breaking down scriptures and you understand it, you know, with no issue, no problems. You know what I'm saying? That's a good sign that you may be of the elect. But if you're wrestling judgment, you know, it's clear that you're wicked. You know what I'm saying? You're stumbling over the prophecy. You're still thinking that the mark of the beast is an embargo of Christianity, man. You know, here it is, this guy last week, you know, he just had to say Most High Christ in flesh. And we just kept telling him, we kept telling him, you know what I'm saying, the name of the Lord, you know, we know what spirit he was coming in. We're just getting ready for him to be a man about it, speak on it, you know what I'm saying? But he kept, you know, trying to climb up some other way, you know what I'm saying, and to voice his opinion, so to speak, as if he knows something, you know, and as in his departure, Most High Christ and bless, and he walks off. Oh, you're still going to be dead, man. Like the Lord still got a missile with your name on it, man. At least you repent, you know? So it's about receiving the knowledge and sincerity and in truth. Can't claim 95% of the truth and leaving out the other 5. It doesn't work that way, man. You know, and a lot of people do it. A lot of people teach this truth for their own personal glory. You know, here it is, you know, certain people always want to show that they know something.
Yeah.
You know, especially when they're around a woman.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? You bring a woman down just to match wits with somebody.
Show off spirit.
Exactly. Like the Lord is not dealing with that, man. And if you have that spirit upon you, pray that the Lord get it upon you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, because at the times, hey, it ain't. The apostle did a video based on don't be that dude. Right? You know, it's a different spirit how you took it. You know, another way of saying don't be that dude is like what you brought out. Don't be a show off. And I'll tell you something. All the guys that's supposed to be the sitting on the throne, they got all the views and the best speaker, the women coming over sitting out there, and they all that. When this thing pop off in Jacob's trouble, they gonna get you, man. You know, they gonna be on your ass, man. I would rather for the Lord, you know, allow me just do the works and to stay hidden. Who wants to be on the spot at the time like that? Everybody's gonna be looking for you.
Sure.
And when they get you, they gonna say, and especially if you're teaching a false doctrine, man, they gonna be like, that motherfucker right there, that fucking Hebrew, get him. And they gonna get your ass, man. You know, the Lord is good for allowing who you deceive to destroy you, man. You know?
You know, hey, bro, you supposed to have food, man. You supposed to take care of you, man. You ain't got shit either. They don't want answers, man.
Or they take the chip. You got guys that's not teaching that the hard part of the chip is the mark of the beast. So because you're not teaching that, here it is, your congregation that believe in you, when they come down to them being against all odds, they're going to say, well, according to God's teachings, me being an Israelite, who I follow, the chip is an embargo. Man, I could take the chip. I ain't about to stress. I'm still gonna go to work. I guess that's how the Lord gonna feed us. I'm gonna go to work. You know what I'm saying? Get my chip and boom, wait for the Lord. A lot of guys gonna be chipped, man. Remember, Elder Apostle Tahar said that years ago. He said you're gonna have guys that's chipped still out there trying to camp. Microchip, man. I mean, he said that years ago, man.
I got something real quick based upon that attention, right? This is Matthew chapter 26, verse 69. It says, now Peter sat without in the palace, and a damsel came unto him, saying, thou also was with Yahushua of Galilee. But he denied before them all, saying, I know not what thou sayest. And when he was gone out into the porch, another maid saw him, and said unto them that were there, this fellow was also with Yahushua of Nazareth. And again he denied with an oath, I do not know the man. And after a while came unto him, they stood by and said to Peter, surely thou also art one of them, for thy speech bewrayeth thee. Then began he to curse and to swear, saying, I know not the man. And immediately the cock crew. And Peter remembered the word of Yahushua, which said unto him, before the cock crowed, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly. You know, so here it is. You know, Peter was the second in command. You know, when Yahushua was on the earth, man. You know, so everywhere Yahushua was, Peter was with him. So he was well known. You know, he was well known. So when he started to being recognized, he was denying the Lord, man. You know, he only denied the Lord for prophecy to be fulfilled. You know, and that proves that Peter is David, man. The sure mercies of David. You know what I'm saying? That goes to show the mercy that the Lord had upon Peter, man. Because you deny the Lord in that time, shit, you may not be as merciful as King Peter.
Hey, that's a good point you said. He was with the Lord all the time.
Yeah.
You know? And here it is at the end, he did deny the Lord twice, you know? So how much more men today, man? Yeah. You know, that's supposed to be top notch, man. You know, up there that's with pride, you know? Hey, even Peter showed a lack of faith, but guess what? He's still the elect. But it was just the recordings of the faith loss, you know, for the moment, man.
Didn't Peter mean like walk?
Yeah.
And it shows that him being a man of the Lord, he wept bitterly. How much more somebody that, you know, really, like the scripture talk about incurable sorrow. People are gonna feel a sorrow that is gonna be incurable. Some of them are gonna probably, you know, pop themselves in the head or some shit.
Hey, this truth is that serious because, you know, I can imagine, just put my mind back in the time when Peter was going through that situation. Shit was going down. You know, and all these people are trying to get you. So your reactions is to save yourself. Even if you got a lie. You know what I'm saying? So how much more today, man? You know, when Esau, they put your name on the fucking news. Put your picture up there.
Got reward out.
Yeah. You know? I teach. I'm not a Hebrew Israelite. What you talking about? Not me. I gotta get out of here, yo.
Gotta get low.
I'm about to go down south real quick, man. You know? I can imagine that, man.
And you got, even to this very day, all right, which is what, 18 years later, that they had the September 11th, how they like at my job, everybody will stop working for a particular time, you know, to commemorate the people that died in September 11th. You know, so I was just thinking as I was there or whatever, I'm like, so imagine us, you know what I'm saying? Because they and you know how Esau, if something happened here and they, you know, commemorating that shit from 18 years ago, imagine, you know what I'm saying, when some shit happens, some terrorist shit happened and they blame it on us. Right. How terrible, you know what I'm saying, they gonna look at us. Like we the worst people on earth.
I was watching like a little documentary on that, and yo, Esau was beating up Arabs, man. Random Arabs in the street. They was just beating them up, man. Cause they you know, they blamed it on Ishmael, man. So how much more, you know, like the brother was saying, when it's us, man. If you got a bid, you so-called Negro Latino, they gonna be looking to fuck you up, man.
Hey, I remember being on a plane. It was escorting the Arabs off the plane. It was that hostile, man. Yeah. I remember the subway trains in New York. They said, somebody said, why is it that the Arabs always carry a bag with them on the train? You know? And so dude was like, yo, what's in that bag? I mean, one video dude was like, yo, what's in the bag, yo? Yo, open that bag up, bro. You ain't blowing us, you know what I'm saying? It was that bad, man. I see, hey,
but the person you gotta point the finger out is this goddamn devil. He's the one causing all the madness. But he using the Arabs as the front man to the destruction. Well, he's the one behind the mask, man. Yeah. Like that Jim Carrey movie. Mm-hmm. You know, the mask. Yeah. It's nothing but a cover up. He always got a fall guy.
Exactly.
Always got a fall guy.
Even in that movie, I keep alluding to it, Transcendence, but they was even saying that because they wanted to what happened was the AI computer got too powerful to where it was basically you know, getting into everybody, and they had wanted to make a virus to stop it, but they were saying, you know, we got to get a terrorist because we need a fall guy. They even said it in the movie, you know.
Hey, and what you just said, that's the same thing around the lines of what what's the white dude name? Man, I just had what's his name? The one who put the cars under the ground. Elon Musk. That's what he was saying on Joe Rogan. He was basically saying that, you know, they're going to eventually overpower us and make the humans slaves. You know what I'm saying? Same thing you just said. That's what he was talking about.
But the next attack, they're going to make the Israelites the fall guy. You know, just like that Nero spirit. You know, they burned down Rome and blamed it on the Christians. That same spirit is going to come back. You know.
Yeah, they even tested it with the Dallas shooter a while back, man.
Yeah.
You know, he had on a purple garment.
Right.
You know, Esau like to test these waters, see if anybody will pop up and say, you know what, this is the damn Hebrew Israelite. We want to see if Esau might pop up, man, and start making YouTube videos on us, man. See if people will catch on, man.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, they was basically changing the terrorist face. Basically, no longer the Arab man, it was the black man with a beard. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I remember that.
That's his MO. That also proves that Esau is the devil. Because that's what devil means, false accuser.
I got some. John chapter 20, verse 29. Yahweh Shai said unto him, Thomas, because thou hast seen me, thou hast believed. Blessed are they that have not seen and yet believe. See that? So, you know, the times we coming in, man. You know, like brothers was getting into, man. All right, that's what it's gonna be, man. Those that truly still believe in Yahweh Shai, that doesn't deny him, right? They don't deny him because we believe. We're truly gonna be blessed, man. You know, we haven't even seen the Lord, yet we believe, man. You know, so that's one sign to know that you're really blessed, man. You got a lot of people out here thinking that they're blessed, got blessed tattoos. Nigga, you ain't blessed, man. You know, you're not even fucking proven, man. Excuse my French, man. But you blessed, man.
Yeah, I gotta appreciate it. It's Isaiah chapter 34 and 1, my brother the heart. It says, Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses, and the mountains shall be melted with their blood, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth from off the vine, and as a falling fig tree and as a falling fig from the fig tree. And that's talking about the nuclear destruction, man. The mushroom cloud. All right. Verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Upon it shall come down upon Idumea and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
So what, you Edomites are the target, right? The Lord got a bullseye, you know, targeted for you Edomites. You know, and the Lord got specifically 200 million missiles that's supposed to land upon this place called America, man. You know, America is that whore that sitteth upon the nations. You know, all nations wandered after the whore. You know, because of the so-called freedom that this place exhibited, man. You know, but America exhibited it in a wicked manner. You know, what's that? Isaiah 26 and 10, it tells us, show favor unto wicked, and he shall not learn righteousness. It is you in a position of power, you know, to influence righteousness in the right sense, biblically, but you go the contrary, man. You give the woman a voice to speak, you know, in the presence of men. You know, promote your reality TV, promote homosexuality. Here it is. Every year you recruit a letter to the LGBT community, man. You know, that's wicked, man. You know, and that's great. That's a great abomination, and it's going to be great condemnation to follow after, man. You know, and you're mad at us. You're mad at us for speaking upon it, man. You know, you and I had on the silver platter for speaking against your wickedness, man. And we don't give a fuck what you devils plan to do unto us, because our mission is that much more greater than your so-called punishment, man. Because we know what we're going to receive if we maintain our integrity within this faith, man. You know, it's all gas, no brakes upon you Edomites, man.
And the thing is, the faithful men of the Lord, we know that the Lord is real. There's no denying it. So it's like, you could deceive these people, but you can't deceive the very elect. Because they know the Lord exists. We know the Lord is amongst us. We know it, you know?
If you read a book, and the book clearly speaks upon certain events that has happened, and you research other documents that backs up with the that context, would you not believe it? If you read a book and what's written in that book, whatever's happening presently, will you not believe that book that wrote about it thousands of years ago? If you read a book, you know what I'm saying, and you see certain things that has not happened, but you looking up current events and then speaking upon the things that's about to happen, would you not believe it? So it only makes sense for scripture to say, no other book shall want her mate, man. The Bible stands alone. So it just makes perfect sense to believe in that book. Believe in this book, the 1611. But this devil is so crafty, he wanted to take out the Apocrypha, you know, and just leave the regular Bible, but he wants to condemn the Apocrypha. You can't complete a 144-piece puzzle with 44 pieces missing. But that's this devil and his craft, man. You know, but through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shai, we're in that time and season to where he's being revealed. You know?
Something right there. This is Isaiah 34:16. Seek ye out of the book of the Lord and read. No one of these shall fail, none shall want her mate. For in my mouth...
What's not going to fail? The prophecies. No, as this Jacob job, like, what does he believe in? Like, does he believe in God? He don't believe in no God, man. You know, he essentially he believes in himself, but if he had to believe in something, he believes in, what's that shit? The black unconscious shit.
Kemet.
Yeah, Kemet. He believes in Kemet because that's the first book that was written. He believes. You know, so if you gotta believe in anything, you gotta believe in Kemet. Catch me 6 years ago, I wasn't trying to break it all down to him. You know, but hey, he that is ignorant, let him stay ignorant. Right. You know,
it says, none shall want her mate. For my mouth it have commanded, and his spirit it have gathered them.
That's right. The spirit is what the word. The word is what gathered us. The word is the only reason why I know these brothers that's standing before me, man. Prior to that, I wouldn't have met these brothers. Everybody come from different towns, different states, you know, and things of that nature. It's the word that gathers, you know, but most importantly, these prophecies are not going to fail because the Lord already issued it out of his mouth. Who's the Lord's mouth? His prophets, man. You know?
2 Peter 3:9. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness.
Why? Because our time and the Lord's time is not equivalent. So what we think is slack, or he's taking a long time, he is time. He's right on time, all the time.
I'll actually start a verse above that. 2 Peter 3:8. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. The Lord is not slack concerning his promise, as some men count slackness, but is long suffering to usward, not willing that any should perish, but that all should come to repentance.
The intent of the Lord taking a long time is not for you to fall out. You know what I'm saying? And to die off. You got to exercise patience. That's why, like your brother mentioned earlier, and patience possesses your soul. But the Lord is only taking a while for the elect to be brought in. Because it's not about any particular individual. It's about the elect. You know what I'm saying? So once the elect gets gathered, once the elect wakes up, then the Lord is going to move upon his time. You know, until then, we just got to wait. Be grateful that you woke up in the time that you woke up. You know, sometimes carnally speaking, you say, like, damn, I wish what I know now I knew 10 years ago. Yeah. We say that carnally. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? How much more spiritually? So be grateful that you woke up in the time that the Lord woke you up. You know what I'm saying? And you waiting and you enduring, you know what I'm saying, this particular hell, you know, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Until the Lord delivers us, man.
Hey, another good way, positive way for new brothers that's coming, you know, that start to believe is, look, once you believe and you end up, you know, you believe and you following the ways of the Lord, you true repentance, you know, in 100% truth, and you sincerely believe, you got to look at it like you're a part of a team, because every team has different positions, right? And each person plays that position, all right, that's a part of that team. You know, if you have a center, a point guard can't really grab rebounds. You know, a center can't really start dribbling. So what it is, don't try to be the Michael Jordan. Don't try to be the Aliyah, you know, and try to outdo men that that you would never outdo. You know? And here it is, just be happy and do your job. Do what is required of you to do. Play your position in the truth and just continue on in the course. You know? That's it.
Also, to another point to add to you, like, not only is does the Lord have to wake up the elect, the Lord has to build up the elect, you know, because brothers got to be built up to a certain point to be able to sustain, you know, during those times, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's how you know the Most High is perfect, man. That's a good point you made. Not only the men of the Lord waking up, but each brother got to be what? Got to be ready. Got to be ready for the day of the battle. You know, so hey, just because the Lord put you in it, now you got to see, he got to try you out. You got to be purged, man. You know, he got, and then also too, it's a beautiful thing, you know, that you have time while you in the truth, because now may the Most High have mercy upon the sins that you did. Maybe he forgive the sins that you did this life, and also even in your past. So if you're a brother, like I use the apostles as example, Apostle Sahar, 30 years and things like that. Hey, Apostle Sahar, as long as they've been in the truth, the Lord having them to be the elect, could got rid of all that long time, was getting rid of what they did in their past and even in this life when they didn't know, in their ignorance, you know.
Right.
But you gotta look at it like that, man.
The Lord can have mercy upon you for just coming out. Whatever sin you committed 2 weeks ago, you coming out today could purge those sins.
Right.
This is the altar. You know, the altar was for the sacrifice. You know, we presenting our bodies as a living sacrifice. I'm not saying that's what it is. It's up to the Most High. But it's just a way of perspective. Right. You know, you want to do that out of a sincere heart.
Man, you gotta fight with your own self, yo. You gotta literally fight. Your fight ain't with your next brother. You know, it's before even Esau. You gotta fight yourself and your self-will. You gotta be like, yo, what the fuck? Nah, I'm doing this. You gotta fight. You literally have to fight yourself. It's crazy, but it's sane at the same time, man. And it's righteousness, because that's how you get disciplined, you know. And eventually, if you do more of the good, then what? You have a routine of just easily doing good. But if you doing bad and your bad is outweighing your good, nigga, you off. You plain and simple. You know, and that don't mean you're gonna be perfect. So you are gonna do a little bad slip up here and there. But what the Lord said, just wait. You have to be balanced out. You know.
Yeah, and that's the spirit too. Because I remember Apostle Gabar said a few years back, you know, you're alive in the truth when you're fighting. You know what I'm saying? It's like your body's constantly fighting. Your body's constantly fighting off impurities. You know what I'm saying? It's always a fight. It's always a fight.
And like you were saying earlier, like you need something to fuel the fire within you. You know what I'm saying? And that's the fight. That's the tug between good and evil, and the wickedness that dwells within us, and the spirit that wants to do righteousness. You know what I'm saying?
I got something real quick. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 12. Fight the good fight of faith. Lay hold on eternal life, whereunto thou art also called, and hast professed a good profession before many witnesses.
Before many witnesses, man.
Hey, fuck it, that goes in, just as brother was talking and the brother was reading, I was thinking about, who's that? Isaac, that fought the angel?
Oh, no,
Jacob wrestled with the angel. He wrestled with him all night, man. You know, so, yeah, so you gotta fight hard, man.
Yeah, and the
you know?
Yeah. Get them off.
Mm-hmm. You gotta fight.
That's how you know the men was strong back then, man. That's how you wrestling the angel.
Right? No way.
I got Colossians 3 and 5. Mortify therefore your members which are upon the earth, fornication, uncleanness, inordinate affection, evil concupiscence.
What's inordinate affection? Like, exactly. Two homosexuals together, man. That's out of order. That's out of order. A man rubbing on another man's beard and chest hairs. That's out of order, man. It's wicked. It's an abomination, man.
Shit, even putting your wife above the Lord.
Yeah.
That's an inordinate affection.
That's out of order.
They go to edification.
Or shit, even as far.
Inordinate affection, yeah.
Inordinate affection.
shit, even your own child, because a lot of people be like, oh, you know, my little man is my world or everything, or you know, my son is my life. That the Lord is a jealous power. He'll take away what you love the most.
You know why? Because the Lord requires the first fruits.
Exactly.
The first fruits belong to Him.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
Damn.
Like what was it? Samuel's mother. She wanted to have a son.
Oh yeah.
And she said, told the Lord, and that's why the Lord allowed her to be pregnant. You know, through Samuel's father, because she would give us a son to the
Right.
Lord.
Was that? I think that was for the same way for Samson as well. I believe so. Where his mom wasn't able to have a child, so the Lord made Samson be a Nazarite.
Inordinate affection, evil concupiscence, and covetousness, which is idolatry, for which things' sake the wrath of the Most High cometh on the children of disobedience.
And it's spiritual because, like, Yasha Allah, he's the prince of the power. You know, when you look up one of the definitions of prince, it means first. You know what I'm saying? So it all makes sense that the Lord requires the first of the fruits. Who identifies with Yasha Allah today? The elect. The elect of the nation of Israel. So it only makes sense that the elect belongs to the heavenly Father. You know?
You guys done? I have something on what you were speaking of, like the different offices. 1 Corinthians 12:14. For the body is not one member, but many. If the foot shall say, because I am not the hand, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? And if the ear shall say, because I am not the eye, I am not of the body, is it therefore not of the body? If the whole body were an eye, where were the hearing? If the whole were hearing, where were the smelling? But now hath God set the members, every one of them, in the body as it hath pleased Him.
Right.
We're one body, you know. Take your office and hold fast to it.
Hey, that's a team. Because the teams win a championship when they're what? One body, one accord. If I know this brother can shoot, and here it is, I'm a center. If I got the ball and I see him open, I'm passing the ball because I know he's gonna make that three. That's one body. You know? Hey, you gotta be yourself. You know yourself. That's the first thing being coming into. In the world, you think you know yourself. You kind of sort of do through your wicked ways. So when you come into the truth, it should be a little more easier to know yourself. You know what I'm saying? From all the wickedness that you've done. You know the shit that was in the back of your mind. You know what you did to that person don't know. You know that you took that, you know, or you did that. So in the truth, you should already know yourself, you know? But you gotta keep working on yourself, man. I'm telling you, you gotta fight your thoughts, man. You gotta fight. You gotta put forth the work in righteousness, man. You know, and if you lack anything, as the scriptures say, you gotta pray. You gotta pray. Prayer is power, but it's a thing also too, when you pray, you have to pray believing, man. You can't just sit there and be like, I'm gonna pray. Lord, y'all, take away my fear. Boom. No, you gotta believe that He's gonna take away your fear. That's the key thing. It's one thing, it's the exercise of faith and begging the Lord, you know. But you have to believe in that. That's why Yahweh Shai, when He healed certain people, He asked them, I forgot his words.
Your faith has made you whole.
Your faith has made you whole, because it was because their faith, believing in Yahweh Shai to perform the miracle, it happened. And that all takes the faith, the trait of believing.
Scriptures say faith cometh by hearing. So they heard of the miracles that Yahweh Shai did. So they believed. So once they came in His presence, they was asking for those favors and those miracles. And they were already healed before He even performed the act.
Right. Hey, what was the centurion? Yahweh Shai said he had great faith because he knew Yahweh Shai could heal, I forgot whoever it was at his house. You know what I'm saying? And he said, this man got great faith. You know, damn, you over here with me asking, and you know he gonna be healed already.
Because he didn't want him to come to his house because he knew it wasn't right or whatever. So he just believed that he could do it from right there. You know what I mean? And like you said, it's a constant thing. You know, just you examining yourself, looking at yourself in every way, shape, form, or fashion possible. Because it's, you know, you're going to constantly need them spiritual refreshers. Even the apostles say themselves too. I remember you know, like Apostle Ron Blob doing lessons like, shit, man, you don't think we go through it too? You don't think we get times and stuff too? Because they men like we are men. They great men of the Lord, but they still go through it too. And they've been in it 20 and 30 some odd years. So how much more us being not even half the time that they have, man? You know?
Yeah. 10-year-old child. Ain't nothing but a 10-year-old, you know what I'm saying? Or whatever year you are, that's what age you is. You know, it's been the true 5 years, you a 5-year-old child. You know what I'm saying?
Matthew 17 and 21. And Yahweh Shai said unto them, because of your unbelief. But verily I say unto you, if you have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, the spiritual, you know what I'm saying, why he chose a mustard seed. You know what I'm saying? Because for one thing, mustard seeds don't fight off cancer. You know? Another thing, a mustard seed is the smallest seed. You know, so the Lord said, if you have the faith as the grain of a mustard seed, it said, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place. A mountain is like a stumbling block, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Well, an issue. Right. You know what I'm saying? Within your path, within your course of this truth, right? It says, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove.
Oh, real quick too, just for edification, mountains could represent government.
Governments also.
In certain cases, yeah.
It says, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. You know? So it's about the belief.
Yeah, this is Mark chapter 11, verse 24. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them.
Well, you say it again?
Mark chapter 11, verse 24. It says, therefore I say unto you,
What's 23 say?
The mountain statement. Mark chapter 11, I'll start verse 23. For verily I say unto you, that whosoever shall say unto this mountain, be thou removed, and be thou cast into the sea, and shall not doubt in his heart, but shall believe that those things which he says shall come to pass, he shall have whatsoever he saith. Therefore I say unto you, what things soever ye desire, when ye pray, believe that ye receive them, and ye shall have them.
Yeah, like in the Hebrew prayer, you know, at the end of our prayer, we say what? Babu Shah, Babu Shah, Babu Shah, How Bashim, How Shah, the water, the water, the water, the water, Dumya, you know, brother just says the water, whatever how you say it, they're actually thanking somebody. Like if this brother got water in his hand, I'd be like, bro, can I get some of your water? Thank you. It's like, you ain't answered me yet to tell me that you was gonna let me get some of your water, but I'll be like, thank you. And it's like already I'm insisting you, I'm demanding you. In a way, women do that shit.
Yeah.
You know, they say something, but it's kind of like in a assisting you, like it's controlling type of way.
Yeah.
But we have to be that way with the Lord. You gotta, hey, Lord, I need it. I you know, help me. You know, whatever the case is. You know, so you're saying thank you, thank you, thank you, as if you already received it. You see what I'm saying? That's why when you say that, that's why it's giving off the spirit of, you know, you're believing what you're saying. You gotta believe what you're praying to, right? You know. And it's all going to come down into the very end, because the Lord said there's nothing impossible. Hey, I hit you with something. Brothers that receive spiritual powers, it's because they believe. You know, they believe. And they got the power, man. That's going to be something to see, man. When that time comes, man, that's going to be something to see.
This is St. Luke chapter 18, verse 3. It says, and there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of mine adversaries. And he would not for a while, but afterwards said within himself, though I fear not the Most High, not regard men. Yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me.
Hey, another thing too, when you're praying, you know, at first, you got to build upon that confidence and that belief. Because here it is, by you constantly asking the Lord for something, that's showing you that you believe, man. You know, hey, that woman approaching that man, which the Yahweh Shai said he was a wicked dude that didn't even believe in the Most High, because he felt like he was powered. That woman knew, I'm gonna go to this dude every time I get a chance. I'm gonna go in that office and I'm gonna complain about I need these people off my back, whatever the case is. And guess what? Because that man was troubled. But the point is, she believed, she kept going, you know? She kept striving according to the matter. So we got to strive in the truth that way.
Yeah, and that woman represents Israel, you know, because what's a widow? It's a woman that lost her husband, you know, and we lost our husband, which is Yahweh Shai, you know, by way of our transgressions. But now that we come back, you know, the scripture says seek him 10 times more, you know. So the Lord wants us to cry out unto him. It said, Ecclesiastes 9:4 set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in them. So, you know, and we just had the Day of Atonement, and I was saying before, you know, this year's Day of Atonement was bigger than last year's. You know, because more people come into the fold, more people come into the faith, and you know the cry gets louder every year, man, as more time goes on.
And we just, brothers, went through the precepts about how the Lord will bruise you. I mean, it pleased him to bruise you. So that's the crying out. The Lord wants to see you cry, because in this world, who's really going to really think about the Lord? Who really is actually thinking about the Creator and His Son, what His Son did? Who's actually really, like, it's invisible. It's like, man, cut it out with that nonsense, bro. Yo, I don't even want to talk about the Bible, bro. What's up with some drinks? Nigga, I'm trying to get drunk. You want to talk about the Bible all day. Man, go to church then, nigga. Damn. These niggas, ain't no way in hell these dudes is thinking about the Lord. Ain't none of them over there playing basketball and praying when they was home over their food, man. None of them. Ain't nobody even praying over their food anymore. They don't, man. God, the emotion, the zeal is not even there no more in these people, man. You know?
I was gonna say, like, even, you know, as much as Jake is getting shot down by police, you know what I'm saying? You would think you would at least pray before you leave the house. Right. How about Shemel Shad? Please allow me to get to my destination. You know, but people don't even do that. And it's things that you see, it's like Yahweh Shah said, if you believe not the things that I tell you in the flesh, how sure you believe spiritual things? Right. So these things are happening on the news. That's people don't watch the news because they say it's too bad. Right. It's too, you know, too violent out here. Why you know?
Hey, just going back real quick to that scripture, man. You know, the widow that wanted to revenge, you know, or get revenge of her enemies, man. I gotta continue action, man. Quick testimony, man. Every time I walk in the house, man, my nephew was like, "Yo, can I play a game? Can I play a PS4?" Like I just look at him and know he's gonna fucking ask me, man. The other day, I'm like, "Yo, man, how much these shits cost, man?" Yeah. I'm about to get his ass one so he can stop fucking asking me, man. Right. Like every single time I walk in the house, "Yo, can I play a PS4?" Like, you know, follow me up the stairs, all that shit, man. Yeah. I'm like, yo, I'm tired of this shit, man. I'm about to get him his own shit, man. You know, I immediately throw that scripture out, like, yo, that's the spirit, man. So that scripture speaks volumes, man. I'm literally sitting down the other, like, how much this shit cost, man? So they can stop asking me.
Hey, as you saying that, that's also when you know, by asking the Lord, it might take a lot of prayer. It might take time. You gotta keep constantly saying the same prayer, you know, to the Lord for it to work. You might gotta go into a fast.
And then in reference to that too, like something I noticed that like how they say, like DMX said, I mean, I know when you go, but I'm over it no doubt. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High knows, like, say for instance, you might pray for more wisdom or whatever the case may be, or more knowledge or something like that. Yeah, it could be very troubling. Yeah. So the Most High could maybe know where you at in your spirit right now, like, you're not ready. You asking for it, you're not ready. If I get it to you, you're going to destroy yourself. I'm going to hold off on this. I'm going to put you through some shit. It's going to take some time, but you're going to get it. I got to hold you down, put you through this, and then you're going to receive it. It's going to take 2 years, goddammit, but you're going to get it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So sometimes it's a process. You know what I'm saying? Like your brother said, you keep praying unto the Lord, and the Lord got to put you through processes in order for you to receive what it is that you ask for. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is given completely freely. You have to go through something to gain something. Right. You know?
Now, precept. It's Hosea chapter 5, verse 15.
Close the precept.
I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face. In their affliction, they will seek me early. And I brought this scripture out because, like the brother mentioned, Israel is not looking for the Heavenly Father. They're not praying. You know, they just have that do as thou wilt spirit. You know, but every time they get caught up in a jam, you know, and they're in a position of difficulty, that's when they want to acknowledge the Lord. That's when they want to call on God. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they do all of this wickedness, you know what I'm saying, while they have the so-called freedom on the streets, they go to jail, and now they want to cry to God. You know what I'm saying? To get them out of the situation. You know, or get somebody to bail them out of jail. Feel me? But the Lord is looking for those individuals who's praying unto him when they're doing good and when they're doing bad. Because the Lord's going to look out for those who's still acknowledging them while they're doing good.
See, as scripture say, man, it's a place of gross darkness, man. You know, as his brother was saying, man, it's really hard to escape America, man. You know, I think of that freaking movie, like Menace to Society. Dude wanted to play the tape, with a little knowledge. It's like, man, that shit gets no play, man. You know, and then he put on some nigga shit, man. That goes to show you that these niggas out here don't want to hear nothing about no spirituality, no knowledge, and nothing, man. You know. So that's why this place is, they're not looking for the Most High at all, man. This place is completely engrossed in gross darkness, man.
When they start looking for the Lord, that's when it's too late. Bob could shout somebody get Proverbs, first chapter, start out like, what do you say, wisdom cries in the streets. You know?
Proverbs, first and, all right. You know what verse? 20. Proverbs 1 and 20. Wisdom crieth without. She uttereth her voice in the streets.
That's the wisdom is the experience, man. You know, the trials and tribulations you go through. That's how you learn wisdom. If you don't go through nothing, you ain't really learning no wisdom. That's why I was saying before, in the world, all the bullshit you did, when you come into the truth, you should already know yourself. You should have wisdom to a degree to know, okay, the Bible's saying this. All right, so I need to learn more wisdom of righteousness and how to deal. Because you already should have wisdom from being fucking wicked. You know?
It's time for the Lord to balance you out.
Yeah.
Learn wickedness already, so get some righteousness.
She crieth in the chief place of concourse.
Right, in the chief place where our people are at, man. You know, mainly in the marketplace, man. You know, that's where the prophets and seers, they will prophesy and deliver the message of the Lord. So if you're wondering why we always out in the street, well, the Lord commanded us to.
In the openings of the gates, in the city, she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity?
And brothers is getting it too, man. Hey, the Lord called you simple, man. How long will you love simplicity, man? You know, how long will you dwell in follies? How long, like you said, you know, you mentioned about, what is that voice?
Society.
Yeah, niggas don't want to hear nothing with knowledge. They rather hear that bullshit right there. You know, that bullshit, man.
How long will ye simple ones love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning?
Hey, they take pleasure in scorning, man. You got people that are sit across right now on the live stream, and they would just keep putting disrespectful comments, saying ignorant shit because they delight in their scorning, man. They sit there laughing because then as soon as they see your brother actually see your comment and then the brother react to it, depending on how the brother react, if a brother get all real, you know, man, they be look at you stupid, yeah. You know, they fucking scoffers, man. You gonna pay for that. Scriptures say what? I know you always say this. Every idle word.
Yeah, every idle word that men speak, they shall be held accountable in the day of judgment.
Hey, texting on the live stream and putting your words up there, that's how you manifest it as well, man. You know, you may publish your actions. You manifest what your thoughts was, man. So now you have to live and die by for what you've done, you know?
Hey, and I don't know if brother seen it, the brother Quadosh Shapat, he did a video on, you had the guy Kevin Gates. He was talking to an Israelite on Instagram. And, you know, the dude was, you know, trying to kick him some knowledge, telling him God, you know, the Bible, the God of Israel, that's the God you should pray to. And Kevin Gates gave him a thumbs up and shit. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he gonna believe in what he gonna believe in regardless.
Kevin Gates, I don't even why he tried.
That's what I said.
The nigga is so caught up in his own false philosophy, man. He's supposed to be Islam, but he has his own philosophy too.
Yeah.
So he marinates all in one to where you could never tell me nothing. I watched that video. He had an answer for everything. Right. It was like he wasn't gonna tell me nothing. And then he trying to look the other way like he's so well equipped. He's so well equipped on everything he's saying. He just cutting them, coming back, cutting them.
Yeah.
And then too, people don't know that man is a homo, man. Yeah. You know, listening to his music, hey, they was talking about him too, man. Like he take on the mentality in prison, like what's in prison stays in prison. Like if I need to get off, then I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get one of them to, you know what I'm saying? That's that crazy ass wicked ass mentality, man, that dude gonna be destroyed, man.
And he went blind, right?
He went blind?
Like his hair.
Oh yeah. And he's a lover of himself, man. That's what that is. Pleasures and love of himself. You know, that's his pride. So go ahead.
And how long will ye simple ones love simplicity, and fools hate knowledge? Turn you at my reproof.
Hey, turn you at the Lord's correction, man. This is the correction. This is why I was talking about earlier, Charlemagne. They don't want to mention nothing about the Israelites because this is their correction when they see it, man. They know exactly what they're doing, but they want to stay around with them, with the multitude to do wicked because it makes you feel better, feel like I'm alright. Just because I bent over, I slept with this white man, I'm alright. Everybody doing it. It's the new way anyway. We good. What's up, y'all? Like, that's how they want to feel. But when they see this, it's like, they don't want that thought to go back in their head. Then when the video go off and they sitting there.
But we remind them. We remind them of their wickedness.
They start going into deep thought. There's somebody, hey, what you going? Nah, hold on. Give me a minute, man. They're just sitting there. Now they got to get deceived all over again. They need some type of false philosophy to gas that back up so they could be like, man, fuck them niggas, man. Ain't worry about that shit. What's up? What is smoke? Like that. These people are wicked, man.
Little do they know they can't brush it off. They're condemned.
Yep.
And that's actually what it goes on to. Proverbs 1:24. Because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded.
The Lord stretched out his hand by the way of the prophets. He sent out the messengers to deliver the message. That's how he's stretching out his hand to you. So you can't say the Lord ain't merciful, man. When the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, brings hell upon this place, you can't say the Lord wasn't merciful because he had his men out here speaking the whole time.
Right.
And you despise him. So when you die of a famine, when you sitting there and your flesh is eating itself, when you see your loved one just get mollywopped through the street, you like, oh my God! Whoa! Oh, like, because people gonna act, they gonna be vexed, man. You're gonna see shit where you're gonna lose your fucking mind, man. You're gonna lose it. You're gonna, God! 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 Yeah, they're gonna be wilding. They're gonna be wilding.
Can't do shit about it.
Can't do shit about it, man. Because you despise the truth, man.
Like, fucking, hey, even people in wheelchairs like that ain't safe, man. You know? You might get big booted anything, man. You know, don't have mercy on none of them, man. If I get a quick scripture real quick. Ezekiel chapter 21, verses 12. It says, cry and howl, son of man, for it should be upon my people. It shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon the thought. So, and that goes for these people as well, man. You know, they're going to be howling out here, man. You know, other scriptures even say so, man. You know how, and when you think of a wolf howling at night, it's loud, man. Everybody can hear it. So you're going to be somewhere, and, you know, Lord taking care of you, all you're going to hear is just howling throughout the night from a woman.
Exactly, getting raped. A woman getting ravished. Let me use that word ravished, which means to take by force rape. But a woman getting ravished, like you said, you're going to be hearing these cries and that distinctive woman's cry of fear and being troubled, man. Her body's being taken away from her, man. You know?
They did that in Hunger Games too when somebody died. They heard the cry and then the picture came up in the sky.
Yeah.
Said he was eliminated.
For women, but also men. You're gonna be hearing grown men howling, man. It's gonna be like, damn, what the fuck? Yeah, you might just get used to it for a minute, you know, because it's going to be that much bloodshed, man. And you people think we're fools, you think we don't know what we're talking about. We're talking about the scriptures. We're talking about what the Lord is going to do unto you people, man, because of your wickedness.
Could you guys read John 3:18?
3:18?
The Lord said there would be weeping and gnashing of teeth. And if you look into that word gnashing, if I may real quick, from the Greek word brugmos, it means gnashing of teeth, used to denote extreme anguish and utter despair of men consigned to eternal punishment.
Hey, you ever seen
snarling, growling,
like a child, like a kid in elementary school? I'll say a boy. You know, he get he getting bullied or something, and people messing with him. He goes, you know how the kids do? That's how you grown people gonna be, man. You're gonna be the same way, howling over somebody you love, man. Howling over what's being done unto you, man. They're gonna be cursing God out. That's why the Lord ain't giving you his name. You ain't gonna be cursing his holy name out. You're gonna be cursing, you know, his titles, man. You know? Oh yeah. Got it?
St. John 3:18, he that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of God.
That shows you that it already starts in here. It starts in your mind and your spirit. It starts in your conscience, right there it is. Somebody come up, they be like, man, what y'all niggas talking about? He condemned already, he's done. He's done. There's no use for him. He's done. Or somebody come up and they go, yo, what is this about? Then we start breaking down the scriptures and they start being enlightened. All of a sudden, then what? Hey, they conscience didn't condemn them, man. That's just like I believe Paul spoke about that. Like, I forgot what chapter, but he spoke about like how he said, why am I condemned of another man's conscience? Because he was all talking about like, here it is, he's required to go to this banquet, and it's a heathen type banquet. But like, why am I condemned over his conscience? Him thinking that I'm not worshiping the true and living God because I'm eating here. Well, I prayed over my food. I said my blessings to Yahweh Bashinawa Shah. I'm not condemned of your conscience. You know what I'm saying? Paul spoke about something like that. So, Laki, you got to say.
Oh yeah, can I grab a precept real quick? Go with what you were saying. This is St. Matthew chapter 15, verse 17. Do not ye understand? Do not ye yet understand that whatsoever entereth in at the mouth goeth into the belly and is cast out in the drought? But those things which proceedeth out of the mouth come forth from the heart, and they defile the man. For out of the heart proceedeth evil thoughts, murders, adulteries, fornications, thefts, false witnesses, blasphemies.
So the best thing to do is keep your thoughts to yourself. You know, but these people 2/3, they quick to utter anything, man. That's why they quick to snap. Here it is, here it is. This person could be dead wrong while you driving, right? And they taking it. Then you go, right then. Then they go, back at you, and you like, motherfucker, Then they go, now you car fighting. That's just pride. I know everybody done that shit before. And then they pull on the side and be like, or somebody, this the wise ass. Following you around. You know? They do that shit, man. I've done that shit plenty of times. Hate that shit, yo. Mad as a... Well, go ahead. I can finish it up.
Where we was at, right?
Yeah.
Because I have called and ye refused, I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh.
Right, so the Most High is going to laugh, and he's going to laugh through what? Us. We're going to be laughing in that thing, man. You know, because of the wickedness that you've done, and you didn't hark. You didn't jump into what you were supposed to, which is follow Yahweh Bashinawa Shai. And this is the words of the Lord. They got this thing where they think God is all love, God is all love, God don't hate. Well, the Lord is going to laugh when you get destroyed. When your arm get taken off, he's laughing at you, man. When you starving, sitting there dying, he's laughing at you because you didn't seek none of his counsel. You know.
One last verse. Yeah. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind.
Meaning quick, man. Your fear cometh, and then your destruction comes fast, man. You know. Go ahead.
When distress and anguish cometh upon you, then they shall call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me.
So you ain't finding the Lord because why? The ways of the Lord and the counsels of the Lord has all been taken away. Now is only judgment time, man. You know, so you know, I'm gonna wrap it up with that.
I got.
Yeah, you can bring them out.
All right, Con. This is Amos chapter 5, verse. I start at 15. It says, "Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate. It may be
that the Most High of hosts will be gracious unto the remnant of Joseph. Therefore the Lord, the power of hosts, the Lord saith thus, wailing shall be in all the streets, and they shall say in all the highways, alas, alas, and they shall call the husbandmen to mourning, and such as are skillful of lamentations to wailing. Now who's skillful of lamentations? The brother was saying it before, women. You know, you're going to have a lot of howling in the streets of vexation, you know. Verse 17, and in all vineyards shall be wailing, for I will pass through thee, saith the Lord. Woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord, to what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light, as if a man did flee from a lion, and a bear met him, or went into the house, and leaned his hand on the wall, and a serpent bit him. Shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and light, even very dark, and no brightness in it? No?
Yeah, I got some. This is Psalms. I'm gonna just read straight through. Psalms 51:10. Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me. Cast me not away from thy presence, and take not thy Holy Spirit from me. Restore unto me the joy of thy salvation, and uphold me with thy free spirit. Then will I teach transgressors thy ways, and sinners shall be converted unto thee. Deliver me from blood guiltiness, O God, thou God of my salvation, and my tongue shall sing aloud of thy righteousness. You know, and that's the prayer, you know, that even the Apostle Ricard goes into. We should pray, unless you be like, you know, like what Akin was reading about, you know, howling for your iniquities, man.
You know, so with that, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the Lord's hopeful elect scattered abroad, teaching the word of sincerity and truth. Shalom.
Shalom.